What's going on, people? We're back. We're back. How's everybody doing today? Talk to me. Please give me a shout, man, as soon as you get in here. Wait for a couple more people to come through. What's going on, people? As soon as you come in, just drop a little tag. Let me know you're here, man, please. Hope everybody's doing well on this beautiful Sunday. Yeah. It's a little recap we're going to do. Get everybody else in here, man. Kind of do a great recap, man, of the Knicks. And just how well they look this week, man. It's a great feeling. So, yeah. It's exciting, man. Exciting time. Hope everybody's doing well on this beautiful Sunday. Pretty much getting here, man, and talk about our Knicks, man. You know, a great talk, man. It's been a great week, man. Great week. Return of our leader, our maestro, I'll call him, on the ones and twos, right? Having Brunson back, oh man, amazing. Okay. Waiting for a couple people to get up in here. So we can chop it up some more, man. Chop it up. Second. NBIC, what's good, man? What's going on? Knicks looking good. You know, I had to do the recap, man. I had to do it. I had to do it for a week recap. Question. I remember we spoke last time. Did you see RJ dragging his leg? See him drag his leg? Did you pay attention to that? All right. Of course. Now, you're right. It wasn't that bad, but you see how it alters his game, right? That's why his jump is the way it is. It's going all over the place. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when he attacks the basket, he's not getting no lift. Now he's crafty enough to finish at the Baja in the Baja, but hey, I must say, man, he's playing well. He's playing well. For all that talk about RJ, he's playing well. He's playing really, really well. He really is. You gotta think for the last, what was the stat line? I think they said for the last 5 or 6 games, he's been averaging about almost close to like 25 points. He's like 24 and a half, 23, something like that. What I noticed is that he's getting his young boy on. Yo, you know what's crazy? I just think that he hears the grumblings, right? He hears everybody talking, right? He's got his ear to the ground. He knows what time it is. I don't think that he's a smart guy, man. So he hears everybody talking, and I think that he just is making the game a lot more simpler for himself, right? And I think that he knows he can attack. Now, if he don't get the layup, he's gonna go to the line. And he's big. He's a big enough guard and a big enough wing. You understand? Once again, he's about 6'6", 6'7". So he looks like he's about 220 pounds. So he's a big, strong guard. He's hard to defend because he's big. See, people don't really realize, you can't coach size, man. A lot of times, when you just got those 2 of those 3s on him, a lot of those guys, they can't really check him because he knows how to get his body in the right position to finish, right? So, he's a tough check, man. He's no scrub. I know a lot of people get on him, but he's no scrub. So I love his upside, right? So that's why I'm not too hard on the guy. A lot of people kill him, but he's young. Not everybody can be John Morant. Not everybody can be Zion, right? If you got a guy that can average, anywhere between 19 and 24 points a game in this league, come on, man. Right? We can't really, you can't really complain about that, man. I love his production, man. I love what he's doing. I really do, because now he puts pressure on that defense, right? He just does, because he's constantly going downhill. I think that Brunson and JR messed up his mental in the beginning. I guess he thought it was going to be his team right away. Well, no, I don't think that. I don't think that. No, well, as part of it, I agree with. You have to understand. Let's go back. We remember what happened last year, right? The second half of the year, and RJ was dominating. RJ was killing, right? So Randle was gone. He went bye-bye, right? He was already on vacation mid-season, right? Because he was that bad. RJ was the one that was really carrying. That's why he got the money, because he was the one really carrying things. So I think that when that was his mindset going into this year, period. He was like, all right, I'm taking over. It's going to be me. So I'm not deferring to Randle. I'm not deferring to him. I'm not doing that. But with Brunson coming in, him being the orchestrator that he is, RJ had to adjust. Now, with Randle being who he is, it's easy for him to adjust. But but RJ being young, has a lot of immaturity still. Of course, he's a young guy. It took him time to kind of mold and adjust. Brunson and Randle's been in the league a couple of years, man. So they kind of like, their mindset's a little different, so they're able to adjust. He's trying to figure it out, because he probably came into the season thinking like you said, this is going to be me. It's going to be my team now. I'm the number 3 pick. It's going to be my team. Randle ain't got the mindset for the city. He about to get up out of here. So I'm coming in here on some, right? I'm taking over. And I think that they pumped the brakes on that really quick because of Brunson, right? Brunson's productivity, no one saw this coming. Nobody. If anybody tells me they saw this coming, they're lying. No one saw what this kid is. Right, Cam. Yeah, plus Cam, that's his man. That's his man from Duke. So, It was a lot of different things, right? I think that was probably going through his head. He saw his boy was getting played. They was playing him. They excuse my language. They was shitting on his boy, right? So he saw all that. So he probably was like, "Yo," so so it's a lot of different. These guys are young men, so it's a lot of figuring out. It's a lot of figuring out. Um, but what I love is that at the perfect time right now. Anybody jumping in, man? Please type it in, man. Let me know that you're here, man, so I can give you a shout out. Um, at the perfect time, MB, right? He's starting to get his feel. Perfect timing right now for him to get his feel. For the way he's attacking and going downhill, the way he's scoring the ball, Knicks is going to be a tough foul. Because Brunson's going to be Brunson. He's proven that, right? Randle's going to be Randle. But with his consistency, if he's getting anywhere between 21 and 25 a night, we're going to be a tough out. Because especially you put him on that second unit. Him on that second unit, you have him going against bench players, he's dominating them cats. That's when he start getting busy. Because he like, oh man, he's licking his chops. As we say in the city, he's barbecue chicken all day. Feed me, let's go. So I think that's for me the excitement I have, right? Okay, I believe so, but there's still the adjustments that teams will make in the playoffs. No, I agree. Adjustments will be made, but remember, with the adjustments, guys still have to rest, right? These guys can't play the whole game. So with the Knicks mixing and matching their lineup, right, interchanging, you force another team to conform to what it is that you're doing. So it's either they take one of the starters out and put them out there, because everybody has their rotation set. So you can't kind of mess up your rotation now in the playoffs. You don't want to do that. Now, adjustments will be made defensively. But as far as rotations go, you got to be careful with that because they're creatures of habit. They played 82 games, these teams. So you don't want to just drastically do something because it could throw off your whole equilibrium of the team. It could throw off that whole thing. Right? So that's the thing. So for me, that's where the pressure comes in of what the Knicks do as far as other teams. If they do that, we still have Tibbs as our coach. Listen, man. Hey, look, I'm not killing Tibbs right now, man. I can't. How can we? He made an adjustment because he knew he was fighting for his job, right? That's a fact, right? We all know. We saw the clippings. If anybody didn't go back and check out my post that I put. I linked the article that came out about how December they were thinking about firing him, and how he mentioned to a friend how he thought he was going to get fired. So he was right there on the brink, and he went for it, man, and he did it his way, and he won. I can't get mad at that because it looks like it's working. I agree with you. History does repeat itself. It's very true, right? We all learn from our mistakes. We all learn from the past. But what I am seeing that's different from him is that he is rotating guys better. He's not running guys into the ground like he did in Minnesota and, of course, Chicago, right? Randle, Brunson, and RJ, those guys are getting about 30 minutes. They're not getting 40-plus minutes like they were in the beginning. In the beginning, they were getting like 40, 41, 48 minutes in a game, right? So that's what they were getting. Their minutes have been reduced down to 10 minutes because, of course, the play of IQ and Josh Hart showing up. He's giving Obi a little bit more minutes to where Julius can rest. But all that depends on Obi's play, right? So in watching that and you're seeing him change, man. And now they're becoming a lot more offensive. His teams have never been this offensive before. Of course, that's the change of the league, but you got to give him credit, man. You got to give him credit. Listen, I was slamming the guy. Bad. I want him out of here. But he adjusted. He made change. We got to give credit where credit is due, man. We really listen. We're on the verge of winning 50 games, where guys aren't looking like they're overly spent. Right, the only person is Randle. Randle's played every game, but if you notice, he has been playing Obi a lot more as of late to spell Randle. So you got to give him credit for that. You have to. Yes, this is true, but I believe he can regress at any moment, which is scary. I think he can, but I think the players, with their play and what they're doing, I think that they can show. They're showing him, listen, man, we got this, right? So the players are really taking charge of the situation. The playoffs are a different animal. Like I know that. I'm not. Trust me. I'm not saying it's just like the regular season. I know teams tighten up a lot more. The game is called a lot more looser. It's not as looser in a sense of they let a lot of fouls go. In the season, it's called a lot more tighter. They call ticky-tack fouls. In the playoffs, they don't do that. The playoffs are pretty much going to be like how it was when we played the Clippers. Like they're going to let a lot of stuff go. And remember, it's a 9-man rotation. Agreed. But you got to think of how the rotation goes, right? You figure we have Hart, IQ, iHeart, and Obi, right? So it's been pretty good. So you spell those guys. So guys are getting spelled at perfect times. Like I love what they do. They take RJ out midway through the first. When they come out with that second unit, RJ comes out with that second unit to start the second quarter. So that's their 5. Then RJ comes out. Brunson comes in. The only person that stays out and does not come back out, stays in and does not, is Josh Hart. That's it. When he comes in the game, he never comes out. Never. Gravity 241st. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming by. Let's go Knicks. Thank you for coming by, my man. Tibbs, balancing out the players' minutes came just in time for the playoffs. Right. But I think Josh Hart made the reduction more possible because he's so effective. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's well said, sir. Well said. What he brings in his production, he's like a poor man's Jimmy Butler. He is like a poor man's Jimmy Butler. He defends, he rebounds, he puts pressure on the defense, and he knocks down timely threes. He's not a great three-point shooter, but he knocks it down timely. But, Jimmy Butler's bigger. Josh Hart's about 6'4", 6'5", I would say. Jimmy Butler's about 6'7". So having him, he changes everything. He does. And so that's what makes the lineup so much easier because once he comes in, think about it, guys. He comes in the second quarter. He plays like the whole third quarter. He comes in the first quarter and fourth quarter. He plays the whole second quarter until halftime. Think about that. Then when he comes in the third quarter, he plays the rest of the game. He does not come out at all. 241st. And he has so much energy as to why Tibbs has him closing games. Agreed. I never thought that a journeyman could make such a, but here's the thing though, MB. You know why he's making such a difference? Because he's found the perfect coach who knows how to use him. Period. Thibodeau is not that different from Jay Wright, right? Jay Wright was his coach out in Villanova, right? So Northeast guy, Jay Wright's from Philly, Thibodeau's from Chicago. It's all Northeast players. Like they're the same, they're hard-nosed, it's the same way. So the way that the Knicks are playing is the same way Villanova played. Like, so that's why Brunson them guys look like they're back in college. So it's not that far off. So what Jay Wright loves, similar to Thibodeau, is hard-nosed guys that defend and get their own shot, but they're not afraid to play basketball. And one thing about Josh Hart, very, very high, very, very high IQ when it comes to hoops. His IQ is off the charts. Now, to me, it's easy because that's how I played. And when I was coming up, that's how all the ball players played. We use this first. Now, you got the skill set first, but we knew the game. These kids today don't know the game. They play AAU. They just want to run down and be Steph Curry and chuck up shots. They don't know how to rotate. They don't know how to read a rebound. They don't know how to box out. They don't know how to hit a backdoor cut. They don't know how to do none of that stuff. They just, you know what they know? Screen, pull up three. That's it. They don't know how to do anything of that. That's why Josh Hart is running circles around these cats. He ain't doing nothing new, boss. All he's doing is rebounding, defending, hitting the man with the open shot, being aggressive and taking it to the hole. You don't see him. Do you see Josh Hart? Because he can score. He's not a bum, right? Do you see him taking crazy shots in the game? He's taking high percentage shots. He don't come out chucking threes. He can hit a three, but he don't come out chucking threes. What does he do? He takes it to the bar, finishes strong at the layup. He's looking for guys to cut. He's getting offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, pushing it, looking for the wings, calling out where guys should be. He's playing the game. Now he's playing basketball. He's not just playing AAU. These guys are playing AAU, man. A lot of these guys don't know the game. They really, really don't. And so that's why he's playing the way he's playing. Now you put him out there with Brunson, it's like they back at Villanova. And they're closing out games. They're getting defensive stops, defensive rebounds, coming up with big-time shots and high percentage shots. When Brunson's scoring at the end of the game, Brunson ain't pulling threes. He's going inside that Baja, shooting a runner, shooting a 15-footer. If that ain't there, he hitting somebody on the cut. He's making smart basketball plays, man. You can't coach that. And that's why we're winning. We're able to close out games now because we got closers. We got guys that know, and we got guys that know how to defend, man. You got to lock up. These guys, a lot of these guys ain't locking up today. Then you got a rim protector like Mitch. And another guy who I think a lot of people are, like, excuse my language, shitting on is Hart. He's another guy that knows the game. Smart. You see him. He does not do anything extra. He's hitting guys with the back cuts. He's rebounding. He's banging. He knows how to rotate defensively. Just think of the little basketball plays. Those are winning plays. And that's why he's closing out games and Mitch isn't. Now, Mitch is a great rim protector. I love Mitch. He's still growing. But Hart, you can see he knows the game, man. He knows the game. He's making – listen, I sometimes I'm watching a game and I'm like, smart. Beautiful basketball. Because now these guys are playing winning basketball. They're not taking no bad shots. You don't see Hart throwing up no nonsense that sometimes Randle be doing. You don't see none of them cats doing that. They play within their game, and they're smart enough, and they know their spots. They know where to go. And when they run offensive plays, they know what they're doing, man. It's beautiful to see. Gravity 241st. If only we could have gotten Bridges to finish up the Villanova. Oh, man, you know what? Bridges is tough, man. He's a legit 3D wing, and he's long and athletic. He's about 6'8", and he's long. His arms are like, he's got like 7-foot whatever wingspan. He gets in them passing lanes and everything. He's another guy who knows the game. But we're not going to be able to get him. No way, no how the Knicks going to, he's going to go for the money, man. Brooklyn's going to pay him. They're going to pay him a lot more than what we're willing to pay. And he'll be stupid not to take the money. The only way is if he just wants to play with his friends. It's like, nah, it doesn't matter about the money. I'm going to go here. I mean, guys have done it, right? Remember the best saying, guys. Remember this saying. When LeBron James was going to Miami and they were talking about money, he said this perfectly. He said, listen, man, if one place is paying me $180 million and the other place is paying me $220 or $230, it doesn't change. My lifestyle doesn't change. So it's the same type of stuff. I can buy the same thing with $180 million. That's a guy I could do with $220. Just because I got $220 million, the Bugatti is not $500 million now. It's the same price. So I can get it. So it doesn't matter. So LeBron didn't care about the bread at the time. He just wanted to win. When those guys got it, it doesn't matter, man, because you can still buy the same stuff. You guys, they can still buy the same. They can all buy the same Range Rover. They can all buy the same house. It doesn't. A dude making 180 is no different than 250. It's just what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's the only way Bridges decides to go. I'm going with the Knicks. I want to play my boys. I don't care if I make $80 million. Right? So it all depends. but I doubt that. He said he won't leave Jersey. Right. Yeah, we're going to call them New Jersey Nets. That's what we're going to call them. Okay, let me go back, MB. I see. Look, I believe the team has the tools to win. We will see what happens when the coaching staff has to make adjustments. Agreed. I mean, because teams are going to make adjustments. That's what's going to separate the good teams from the great teams. But a lot of times, sometimes it's not about the adjustments, man. It's about who has better players. Period. It's the Joes against the Jims, or however you want to call it. The Joes against the Johns. Who's ever got the best players? Because everybody at this point in the season, guys, they're all running the same sets, man. They know who runs what. They know what's going on. It's just, can you lock up, man? Can you get the extra rebound? Can you knock down the shot when you're wide open? Period. It's who's got the better players. Perfect example. When Toronto beat Golden State, that wasn't because they had better players. That wasn't because of Kawhi. That's because that. Excuse me. That's not because they were a better team. That's because Klay Thompson went down and Kevin Durant went down. That's it. It's really, really that simple. And B, okay, in the playoffs, I still ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Banana tail. Well, you gotta elaborate on that with the banana in the tailpipe, man. I want to see exactly what you mean by that. All the people that come in there watching, man, please chime in. Please let give a thumbs up that you hear, man, so I can shout you guys out. I appreciate all you guys coming through. Okay, MB, our players are a talented bunch. We have the chemistry as well. That's getting better. Absolutely. Because see, here's the thing, right? When it gets to playoff basketball and it gets, the court's going to get smaller. The refs are going to swallow their whistles. You know the plays that are coming. The coach can make the adjustment. He can say whatever, like I said, right? But it's up to your players to play better. It's up to Grimes to continue to knock down shots. It's up to RJ to continue to go in that Baja. It's up to RJ to defend on the wing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like little things like that. It's up to those guys to box out and be like a Josh Hart and get the rebound, man. Get the loose ball. Those are the winning plays, man. Dive for the ball. Get a block shot. Sometimes Randle gets lazy with stuff. I be seeing him walk up the court. I'm like, yo, watch the back door, man. They're backdooring you all day. He walk around like that, getting frustrated. I'm like, yo, dogs, that's on you. That ain't on nobody else. You getting lazy. In the playoffs, that can't happen. Because when you get a 5-point lead in the playoffs, sometimes that feels like a 20-point lead, man. And momentum swings. Perfect example. You see how the Knicks had it the other night, right? Playoff atmosphere. They was up, they was down 13. And all it took was one momentum swing. Boom. And then with Denver could never get back. They could never really stop reeling, right? They just couldn't. That's all it takes sometimes. Meaning, I'm not sold on Tibbs to win in the playoffs. Nah, I agree. I mean, I understand. I mean, Tibbs has got to show it, man. You got to. I can't knock you for saying that. I really can't. You got to show it, right? You got to show it. I can't say, oh, he's definitely not. We don't know it yet. We got to show it. What I will say is this, though. I think this is the best team that Tibbs has had probably since those Chicago teams. I will say that. He's got a squad here. The Knicks are dangerous, man, right now. They're a dangerous team to play. Because the biggest thing with any hoops player, I play ball, like I said, like high school and college. The Namrit, what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming by. The thing with anybody is confidence. And Deuce showed that the other night. When you're playing with confidence and you believe in your skills because you put the work in, it doesn't matter really who's across from you. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter that Deuce was going against Dame Dollar. He didn't care about that. He was going to give him that work. It didn't matter. So that's why I say the Knicks are a dangerous, dangerous team right now. They really, really are. Because a lot of teams are trying to figure out, because I think the Knicks snuck up on people. They're trying to figure out, yo, are these guys for real? Because they're playing at like a really high level. And they're not playing like scared, like unsure. Like they're playing like they feel like we're going to beat you tonight. right? And that in itself is a beautiful thing because once you feel that way, you can beat anybody. And it doesn't matter if the Knicks lose; they come back the next game, they feel like they could beat you, right? So that's something you can't coach, man. That's stuff that's just in you. But that comes, believe it or not, from the leadership of Brunson, that culture that he has set in, and what Josh Hart has been able to do. Because I put it to you like this, guys. This is the same team from last year. What's the big additions? Brunson and Josh Hart. And look how the team is different. Coach can't do that. That's amongst your brotherhood. That's amongst the guys in the locker room where the coach ain't on the court. The coach isn't shooting. The coach isn't playing. You're playing with your brothers. So now they hold each other accountable, man. So now you're playing for each other. Excuse my language, the coach. You know what I mean? We're playing for each other. Listen, man, you know you're supposed to cut on this play. You know you're supposed to set that screen. Why are you letting this guy cook you like that, man? Stay in front of him. They start arguing with each other. So now that at this point, it doesn't really take the coach. The coach can make the adjustments, yeah, but the guys got to play. They got to put the effort in. And I think the Knicks have that. I think they really, really do. And I think that's why they're a dangerous team for anybody to play right now. Dig this. The Knicks go to the NBA Finals or win a chip every 20 plus years since the beginning of the franchise. And we are at that point now. Yo, look at that. Nah, I'm not messing with you because you're trying to get me hyped. Nah, I'm not going to get gassed. I'm not going to get gassed. Just relax. We retract that. Erase that, man. Let's not jinx it. Nah, but that is the case, man. So you got me thinking here, right? See me, right? You got me thinking. I'm deep in thought here. To your point on iHeart, he wasn't being used properly at the beginning. He is a playmaker center with a high IQ. His IQ is off the charts, man. His IQ is off the charts. But I think, in all honesty, I don't even think that a lot of it has to do with the coaches. These guys are tight, man. These guys are a tight bunch of guys, right? So sometimes the coach may tell you stuff, and you may hear the coach, right? But when you talk to your brothers in the locker room, and these guys are chilling in the locker room, just talking or whatever, guys start saying, "Yo, man, boom, 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 boom. We need you to do this. Well, you know you could do that. We need you to do that. We need you to do this." So then you start finding your role. You start finding your niche. Then you start realizing what the team needs from you. Sometimes it's not the coaches. Sometimes it's your players. And what he's done with that second unit, him coming in, we don't miss a beat. Like when Mitch goes out, we don't miss a beat, man. We don't miss a beat when Alhart comes in. Because what I love about him, more importantly, is he's hard nosed. He gets in there and he don't care who it is. He's contesting shots. Jeff Green tried to bang it on him. He said, "Man, get that joint up out of here, man. You crazy." No, no, no. You see how you see how he was guarding Jokic? He don't back down. He grabs rebounds. He gets in there. He's New York City through and through, man. That's what we want. We want a guy like that. And that's what I love about him. And listen, I know guys been killing him. He ain't it. Listen, man. No, 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 no. I love what he brings, especially to that second unit. Especially to that second unit. Now, I believe you. I believe you, NBA. I believe you. That's true. The Knicks are firing on all cylinders. The camaraderie is serious. Absolutely, man. And that's what it's all about. Grab it. I used to think that we only use iHeart for 1 year, but with the way he's playing, he might be there for a while. Yeah, you gotta lock him in. You gotta lock, but they gave him what, a 2-year deal, right? What's his contract? Somebody look up his contract. Well, I can do it. Francesco Carrillo, what's going on, man? What's up? I appreciate you coming by. 2-year deal, right? 2 year. What do he get? iHeart contract. Let me see. I'm trying to look up his contract really quick. I know he got a 2-year deal. Oh man, I don't know. Come on, bring up Josh Hart. No, no. All right, stop. Give me 1 second, guys. Stop. Okay, let me see. Okay, he got 2 years, 16 million. 2 years, 16 million. The Knicks gave him. Yo, guys. Also, two guys. You know what? I peeped this too. 2 years, 16 million. You know how, guys? He's only 24 years old, man. Yo, he's only 24. Yo, man. Yo, the Knicks got to steal with him, man. He's only 24 years old, man. He's only 24. He's gonna be 25 next year. He's unrestricted when he's 26, 2024. Yo. Yo, what? Yo, guys, listen, man. Listen, man. Listen. I'm telling you right now, that is a steal. That is a steal, man. Yeah, no. NBA, I did see him with the Clippers, man. I saw him. He was beasting. He was hitting threes too last year for them. He was hitting threes, but we don't need him to do that. But that shows his IQ because he's not locked into. Oh, I used to hit threes with the Clippers. I know I can hit them, but they don't need me to do that over here. So I can make smart basketball plays. I can rebound. I can defend. I can pass the pill, and I can score when you need me. And I can finish at the rim strong at that bar. Because a couple times the ball jump off the rim, he rim rocking that joint. I said, yo, look, yo, our heart is a beast in that middle, man. And he plays hard. Talking about 110% every night. When have you ever seen a night of him taking it off? And if I'm correct, I think he's also played every game, right? I don't think he's missed. If our heart is that young, then I don't know about Sims playing going forward. Listen, man, let me tell you something with Sims. Sims is uber athletic, right? He's got it all. But one thing you can't coach is like basketball IQ, right? Um, I don't. Sims has got to play more basketball. And the thing is that I worry about him because he played 4 years at Texas. Like, so it's like, yo, dude, like you should be a little bit more further along. But what that tells you is how nice the league is, right? The league ain't no joke. So dudes might be coming. You think a dude is nice? He get out there. He look like he need to be packing groceries. Like I'm serious. That's how good the league is, man. Real talk. There's been a couple of times I've been uptown at Rucker. I've been down at West Fourth or Dykeman or wherever. And you see a couple of guys that come and they in the league and they play off the bench. They be killing dudes, man. So the league is no joke. The G League is no joke. There's ball players down there that can ball, man. So if you don't show enough, the coach is not going to play you. And then your game will get exposed, right? And it's not a bad thing, but there's a reason why cats getting shipped off overseas, man. Because the league is no joke. And, there's only 400 slots, man, for millions of guys. 400 slots for millions of guys. In college, we're walking around the street, in the G League, playing overseas. They all want one of those 400 spots. It's like, come on, man, what's the percentage? 0.001? I mean, come on. MB, okay, I have a question that was posed to me by somebody. Would you trade Obi and Fourier for KP? No. Because here's the reason why. I'm thinking about the team camaraderie, right? Not that KP's a problem, but he's gonna want to start, right? He's gonna want to start. Who's he starting over? I'm not starting him over RJ. I'm not starting him over Randle. I'm not. I like KP, but I'm just not. He's got to come off the bench. He's not coming off the bench. That's not happening, especially for the type of money he's going to want. So, can't happen. It's got to work, right? It's got to work as far as chemistries, matchups, camaraderie, like all those things that match, culture, like all that stuff's got to match. That's why, like, it's just certain deals you just can't do, like, because it's got to make sense for your team. It's got to gel. You don't think Mitch will be better with the second unit? No, man. No, man. We need a big. Randle doesn't like to play the middle. We already know that. That's why him and Obi aren't playing together. You got to know your players. You got to know what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. What their weaknesses. What Thibodeau loves is he loves a big that could defend and that could block shots. A prototypical big. Not a stretch five. He wants a big down there that can block shots and defend and rebound. That's what Mitch gives you. Then you spell him with iHeart that does the same thing. iHeart's about 6'10", 6'11". Does the same exact thing. So it's got to gel, man, for your lineup. You got to know what type of lineup you want. We don't need the middle wide open because no one's going to be down there protecting the paint. KP don't want to be down there. He want to be out there like a stretch five. He think he's Dirk. That doesn't work for what we want to do. It just doesn't. Like perfect example, like you see how the Bucks play. Even though Brook Lopez could stretch it out and hit three, he's a legit big man. He's blocking shots down there. So the Bucks, that's why the Bucks are tough because they got the Greek freak that could defend. He's about 6'10", 6'11". You got Lopez in the middle. He's about 7 feet. Right, you got Middleton on the wing. He's about 6'9". Then you sub out Middleton, bringing Portis. Portis is about 6'10". They got 6'10", 6'11" guys and a 7-footer in the middle. They're big across the front line, so they can defend. It's hard to score, and when the playoffs come, that's what matters. So Thibodeau understands that. So you got to give him credit there, right? So that's why the Knicks have been tough because they defend on the wing. Then when you bring Josh Hart out there, oh man, they're tough. Gravity 241st. KP started at the 5 would mess up our whole game. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like he's not a 5. You know what I mean? He's more like a Kuzma type. That's who KP is. He's more like an RJ type, a Randle type. That's what he is. And I wouldn't move KP for RJ. I just wouldn't. Because one thing KP, he goes in and out of games, like he disappears. One thing you don't have to worry about RJ is his effort, right? So if his jump shot's not falling, RJ's gonna take it to the rack. If KP's jumper's not falling, that's it, because he ain't taking it to the rack. He's not doing that. So he's limited offensively. Uber talented, but limited offensively. So you just know what you're gonna get with him. You know what I mean? So right? No, but I'm saying he's MB. What I'm saying is that he's like the same type of player as a RJ or Randle. He's more like a 3 or 4. Even though he's 7 feet, he's not a 5. He doesn't play like a 5. He does not. For us to beat the Bucks, it's like David versus Goliath type task, right? Can be all done, all in. Right. We gotta beat them, man. The Bucks are tough. The Bucks are tough because they got perfect pieces to what it is that they like to do. Perfect pieces. Because they all can defend and they all can all score. So they're legit and they're perfect for today's NBA because nobody likes to defend. Everybody wants to score. So they lock in. Because you got and now I forgot they picked up Jay Crowder. So now you put Jay Crowder at the 2. You could put Drew Holiday at the 1. He could defend right there at the top. Then you got Portis. Portis could defend. Or if not, you got Middleton, right? You got Middleton on the wing. Then you got Greek Freak. Then you got Lopez in the middle. So now you got all 5 guys at all 5 positions that could defend. And that could lock in. And they could score the ball. NB1, who do you think we can get to put us over next year? What about Grant from Portland? New Yorker, what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming by. Thank you. Who is KB? Kevin Porter? No, he's talking about Porzingis. Who we can get next year? We talked about this before. I had a name that I thought about. Oh yeah. Remember we mentioned it last time. If it's a possibility. What do you guys say about Jalen Brown? We get a Jalen Brown. No. You got to give up something for him because he's not free yet. I think he's free next year. But they might be willing to deal in the summer because of all the stuff that's going on. You ready who I would give up? You ready? Hear me out, guys. And I want everybody to say yay or no or thumbs up or whatever. 17 people in there. Anybody that hasn't shouted me out, please come through so I can see that you're here. I'm giving up Fourier, Obi, some picks, two unprotected. Right? 4. For the 5th piece, you ready? Drum roll. RJ Barrett. I love RJ because he can play the 3. He can play the 3, keep Grimes at the 2. Still got IQ. Still got Josh Hart. Still got. You lost me. How I lose you? No. Francisco said no, right? For Jalen Brown. Okay. I'm sorry, man. But Jalen Brown, listen, I want RJ to stay, but we got to give up something. All right, MB. We'll go back, MB. Gravity said nah. Okay, but listen. I stay pat. We are deep in y'all agree. Nah, that ain't happening. Okay, what I said was this, MB. I said I'm giving up Fourier, Obi, that's 2. 2 unprotected. 2 unprotected. 2 unprotected first-round picks. And RJ for Jalen Brown. You got to give up something. I was with you too, RJ. Listen, you know what's crazy? I feel the same way, man. No. That's not too much, MB. That's not too much. Jalen Brown, listen, man, first of all, Jalen Brown's about 6'7". 6'7", he could defend and he could score. He's a legit all-star. He ain't no scrub. He's not and he's still young. He's a star and he's an all-star. But here's the thing. MB, listen, he's not a superstar. But with us, he can become a superstar. With us, he can become a superstar. He don't have to worry about all that racist stuff that's going on over there in Boston that he was reporting this week. So he don't have to worry about that. And he's in the city of dreams. I want to keep RJ. I love RJ, but you got to give up something to get. I'll check right now how old is Jalen Brown. Because RJ's 22. Jalen Brown's not that far off. He's 26. He's 26 in his prime. No, he does. His D doesn't stink. Yo, do you see? Listen, boss. Do you see what Boston was last year defensively under Udoka? Come on, man. They made it all the way to the finals. They almost beat beat the Warriors. Their defense did not stink. They're struggling right now. He's 26. He's 26. He'll be 27 this year. Francisco says trade Randle. Even you can't trade Randle. You can't listen. Randle's not going anywhere. Like my man said, I'm not doing it. No one wants to leave RJ. And I listen, I wouldn't do it neither, man. Okay, I'm just saying. Right? You got to give up something. That's all I'm saying. You ask me who was possible, that's what I would do. I don't want to do it. I want to keep RJ. But you got to give up something to get. That's if we're talking trades right now. Free agency and stuff, that's something different. But I'm just saying. You can't. Randle's not going anywhere. Here's the reason why Randle's not going anywhere. Okay, I want you guys to focus with me right now. Randle's not going anywhere because of this. Randle's about 6. He's about. They say he's bigger than 6'8". He's about 6'10". Right? And be still on it. Everything's good for the last one. Listen, Randle's not going anywhere. Randle's legit. It's about 6'10", right? You're not going to find anybody in the league today that does what he does and as big as he is. I know he's got issues. He even talks about all the time. I gotta control my mental. Gotta control my mental. My mental's right, then my mental's right. And I'm like, yo, what are you talking about, man? Just play basketball or whatever, right? But let's not kid ourselves. He's uber talented at that size, man. He's big. He can rebound. He's 25 and 10, dogs. The stat don't lie. He's 25 and 10. He's a second-year All-Star. I mean, All-Star team 2 out of the last 3 years. Boss, listen, his price is going up. You got to give the guy credit. Listen, man, I'm not big on him with his issues, but listen, if you got to put a therapist on the sideline, his personal trainer, talk to him, calm him down, fine. But Randle was a tough check. There's not a lot of dudes that want to defend him because he's big, he's strong, his physicality, all that stuff. He's New York City through and through. He's 28 years old. He's in a prime of his career. You cannot let him go. You just can't. You just can't. You just can't. And now that he has a point guard, oh man, now you're seeing what he is. Now you're seeing how uber talented he is. Now you got a guy, Brunson, that can settle him down, and now he can play his game. And look what he's doing. Look what he's doing, man. He been bullying dudes in that Baja. Kuzma tried to talk crazy to him, and he took Kuzma to school. Kuzma don't want no sauce when it comes to Randle. Nothing. So, no. I'm sorry. One thing you can't coach in this league, you can't coach height, man. He's 6'10", man. He's 6'10". He's a 6'10" bulldozer that can shoot the three and can rebound and can score the ball. I mean, he's not, come on, man. He's not going anywhere. Okay. I've got to go back up. All right, Francisco, okay. Third year of rebuild. Let's wait a little bit. Let's see how we finish. I agree. Randle's too good to be given rid of. Right? Absolutely. Randle's strong and his head is right. Untouchable. Agreed. Excuse me. Okay. It's the noodle. Big brother. Leader. No empty stats this year. Right. No one wants to fight Randle either. Nah, Randle's a tough guy, man. He's that guy. I mean, I got to give it to him. I can't. Once again, I can't take nothing away what he's done. He had that one incident with the Clippers. That was one out of the whole year. Last year it was like every other game. So he's tightened that up, man. So I can't be mad at what he's doing. And we got to deal with him. We got to steal. We're not paying him nothing. We're only paying him like $100 and something million. That ain't nothing. Most dudes is making 200 and change. So we got to be prepared because when it's time for him to re-up, he's going to want some bread. I'll wait for 2025 and try to get Tatum on Giannis. Okay. Listen, MB. Tatum and Giannis are not going anywhere, man. They're not going anywhere. They are the face of a franchise. Tatum almost won a championship last year with Boston. He's up for MVP like this year. He's in the conversation. Not saying he's going to win, but he's in the conversation, right? Giannis has already won a championship. How many MVPs he got? 2? He's up in the conversation for it again this year. He's like the mayor and the president of Milwaukee. Like, he owns it up there. He's not going anywhere. They give him full autonomy to do what he wants to do. He's got his whole family on the basketball team. His brother's in the G League. His other brother's on the bench. Like, I think there's other brothers like in the other G League. I don't know, an OTE League. I don't know, man. I'm just saying he runs the show down there. There's no way he's giving up that power to come to New York for what? He's a simple guy, man. He's not from the States. He's from Europe. So he living in Milwaukee is not like a big deal. I mean, he don't care about that. Those two are locked down for life. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even thinking about them dudes. Them guys, they're young, they're athletic, they're going to stay where they're at. And, for me, honestly, just because I'm old school, I want to beat those guys, man. I want to beat Giannis. I want to beat Tatum. You know how good it feels for the Knicks when they beat Boston, especially how they beat them last time with IQ going off with Tatum and all of them. It felt great. It felt fabulous. Now we just got to get past the Greek Freak. We got to get past them, man. They're just tough, man. And we don't match up well with them. We just don't. We just don't match up well with them. And they're vets. They got some veteran guys over there that know how to win. They just know how to win, man. They know how to close games out. They know how to defend, the lock in, defend. Those guys, they've been there before, man. They know how to win games. They really, really do. And the Greek Freak is unguardable. We have nobody for him. Nobody. They tried to put Mitchell on him last time, and that just did not work. Randle can't guard him. So it's just a bad matchup for us. It just is. Hopefully, when a couple of guys leave, a couple of guys retire, maybe Drew Holiday leaves, maybe Middleton, because he's breaking down a bit, right? They get Brook Lopez out the middle. Then okay, cool. We can balance them out. We can beat them cats, right? But just matchup wise, we don't match up well with them. We just don't. Tatum is not happy there, especially if Brown leaves. He will be out. He has a player's option, and Giannis doesn't get the respect that he deserves. He wins here that will solidify. Yeah, but you're MB. Like, I see what you're saying. Now, as far as Giannis doesn't get the respect he deserves from who? Like, in regards to what? I don't think he cares about that. I don't think he cares enough about that to where he says, all right, to solidify my legacy, I'm gonna go to New York and win with the Knicks. I don't think Giannis thinks about stuff like that. I don't think that matters. He's already won with Milwaukee. And they could win it again this year. So I just don't see that. Now, as far as Tatum not being happy there, I don't know. I mean, all that stuff with Udoka and stuff, I know that's been a problem. Brown has recently had issues there. I know he's talked about it. He mentioned it, like the racist stuff that's been said to him or whatever, allegedly. So I don't know. So Brown, he's kind of got some issues there. Now, I don't know. But if they throw the bag at Tatum might forget about all that stuff. Right? If they're paying him $400 million, and he's getting $50 million a year. That may change his whole perspective. MB, Greek Freak will fit perfectly with our traditional style play. Now, I agree. He'll fit perfectly. Right. I agree. But he's not going anywhere. He's not. Giannis is the man of Milwaukee. Why would he leave? I wouldn't. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. He's not going anywhere. He's just not. They gave him the key to the city. He can do what he wants. That's Milwaukee. You win in New York, you are a legend. I agree, but he's already a legend, man. He's a European. He's not a guy from the States. He doesn't understand the whole New York. He probably does, but not really. He's from Europe. Just making it to the NBA and being here and winning a championship to him is everything. So that it's not the same as someone who lives in the States and knows the difference from New York and Milwaukee and Miami. And those guys, they just know, it's not the same. It doesn't resonate the same because they're not from the States. It's different. He's a European ball player. So you don't care. Okay, Jeremiah Grant is having a great year. He will fit well. Yeah, he is. He'll fit well. How old is Grant? Let me see. He's in Portland, right? Jeremy Grant. Yeah, he's in Portland. He's 29 years old, man. And I'm looking at the salary, man. He's getting $19 million a year. You want to pay him $20 million? No. And he's 30 years old. He's older than Randle. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not paying him $19 million a year. He's gonna want big money. These guys, man, these guys are trying to get the bread, get the bank. Man. I'm not paying him. Is anybody paying Grant $20 million a year? He's gonna want more than that because he's probably outplayed his contract. So he's gonna probably want more than $20 million a year. If he's getting that, okay. If he's getting that, I think Mikal Bridges is gonna demand when it's time for him to become free. I think it's this year for him. I think it was his brother because I think he went to Syracuse. Because one of them went to Syracuse and one of them went to Notre Dame. I mean, he's averaging 22. He's averaging 20 and a half this year, man. He's averaging, just as much as RJ. He's shooting well from the field, shooting 47% from the field, 40% from three. I mean, listen, man. I mean, he's a solid player, but he's kind of old, man. He's kind of old. I don't know. He's gonna want big money. The salary is going up. You know how Leon Rose declining salaries. I know, man. I just don't know if I pay him. I don't know. I got to see what else is out there and see who else is there because these guys don't want big money. At least my thing. NBA, I agree, but how long do you expect to keep him? He's 29 years old. This might be the greatest season he's ever had, which I'm sure it is. So he's going to really want to tap into that. I'm not paying him $30 million a year. I'm not doing that. Now you'll get some team that'll do it, and then he'll have a dud year next year because he's going to level down to really who he really is. For his career, he's averaging 12 points a game. You know what I mean? Like he's like Gravity 241st. Only trade the Knicks should be doing at this point is getting a young superstar, right? That we could put over the top. Other than that, we could have developing for a new right. He's shooting 40% from downtown. Yeah, I saw that. Nice year. Yeah, he's having a great year. But he's 29 years old, man. I'm passing on him. He's not. He's a great passer. Yeah, he's a tips type. Yeah, he is because he defends. But 2-year deal, 2-year deal. He's not going to want probably a 2-year deal, MB. He's going to want to max out. He's going to want to tap into what he did this year. He's 29. This will probably be because of what, like you said, what the market is. This will probably be his best opportunity to cash in, right? So he's 29 years old. So he's going to want to tap into that, and he don't care if he goes someplace. Yeah, but he's not going to want to. He probably doesn't want to care if he wants to win a chip. He probably wants to cash in because he's been a role player his whole life. So now he's kind of had a breakout season. So he's going to want to cash into that. So he don't care if he goes to the Rockets and they stink. If he's getting 30 million and they decide to give him $140 million, he gonna hop on that. I'm not giving him 140. 26 per year for three. No way. He wants to back. Yeah, he wants to back. He had a great season. And he's a free agent, so this is a perfect time for him to cash in. Just not with us. He might want the lights here at the right. You said no one's gonna pay him that? Yes and no. It depends. Listen, man, you're worth what you negotiate. Right? So if you go in there and you're saying, yo, I want 180, dude's like, I'm not paying you that. You'd be like, all right, how about a 120 or 130? They're like, okay, we can think about that. How about this? We add incentives in and stuff like that, and we'll kind of work it out where it balances out. All right, cool, no problem. I'm not giving that cat $130 million. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I'm just not. Yeah, listen, he's a great player. Like excuse me. He's a good player. He's a solid player. I've seen him play enough. He's solid. But what I'm saying is he's going to want to cash in. And my thing with the Knicks is, are you going to invest in him? Remember, guys, let's be clear here, guys. They got to sign Josh Hart and they got to sign IQ. They got to lock in IQ. They can't play games with him and let him get to his last year of his rookie deal. He becomes a free agent next summer. You can't play around with that. So we got to sign IQ. He's going to want big money. And we got to sign Josh Hart. They're not going to be cheap. Josh Hart, we can probably get a deal. IQ's not going to be cheap. We can get him on a good deal. But we can't come at him crazy. Right, he's playing. Right. He's playing for a contract. Make some things right. MB. So imagine if he wins a chip here, the value goes up. And I agree, but he's not thinking that he's going to want to cash in now. Why would you want to wait if you can cash in now? Dogs, okay, MB. If somebody's going to say, all right, yo, look, I can give you $20 million down the road with a possible $10 million. Possible. We got $30 million. But these people right here say, I can give you $25 million a year right now. You're going to forget about that extra $5 million because you're going to say that's a possible $10 million. So I got to take the money right now up front because this is the best probably deal I'm ever going to get because I'm at the peak of my powers right now. So I want to cash in. I'm 29 years old. I got maybe 5 more years left in the league, if that. Remember, there's a new squad coming in every year with draft picks. So I got to be ready. I don't want to lose my spot. So let me cash in with this bread right now. Right? IQ has bird rights. Bird rights meaning what? That's where it's colors or money, bag or chip. Right. We're going to win. We have the right to match this deal. Right. Right. No. MB, I agree. He's a good player, but he's at the peak of his powers right now. He's going to want to cash in. No. Right. No. I know what. Okay, with IQ, I didn't know what you meant. Right. But what I'm saying is, how the Knicks are probably thinking is this is just they got to keep certain pieces in place before they do other things. So they're not thinking about that cat. You know what I'm saying? If they get him, it's got to be on a deal. He's not going to want to take a deal, especially if he can get top dollar someplace. Okay, let's just say Sacramento wants to give him a whole bunch of money. And Sacramento's doing great this year. Let's just say Sacramento wants to give him top dollar because they're like, yo, we need a wing. You could be our Josh Hart. I don't know, right? So they're willing to pay him top dollar. And what if old boy from Grant Williams from the Celtics, he leaves. Let's say he bolts, he leaves. And let's say he goes someplace like the Grizzlies and they give him like $190 million. That makes the market go up for a guy like Jeremiah Grant that plays the same type of way. They're the same type of player. So now he can ask for $200 million because he's like, yo, I average more points than that cat, right? So think about how the market goes. That's how negotiation goes. The guys see what other dudes are getting. This is what the market says. So I just don't think the Knicks are playing in that type of field with the guy that's going to want top dollar like that, and the Knicks are going to be willing to pay it. Hey man, they put a hold on the Donovan Mitchell deal, so that tells you they're not willing. They're not going to go crazy. They're going to really be smart with the deals that they make. I'm just saying for certain guys. So if a guy like Grant, because he's at the peak of his powers, if he wants top dollar, the Knicks aren't going to do that. They're smart enough to know, like, this guy's 29 years old. We're trying to build our young guys up. We're not trying to pay him crazy money to where we don't have money to get really who we really want. All right, New Yorker. Okay, I worry he has been on the losing teams, but this year he's showed it. Right. Well, he's 29, man. He's 29. He's a seasoned vet. He knows what he's doing. I love IQ. He wins, and his stats show that. No brainer. Right. They got to pay him this summer. They can't play around with IQ. They got to pay him. Doesn't the cap go up? Won't that help us with it? Yeah. No, the cap does go up. So if the cap goes up, that means guys are going to want more money. But what I'm saying is, does he deserve that? Because you still want to build the rest of your team. He's not a superstar, guys. Like you guys said. Now, I agree with you. We got to get a superstar in here. So we got to make sure we got the money. We don't pay a guy like that top dollar. He's going to want top dollar because his numbers are going to state it. And his agent is going to push for top dollar because his numbers and where he's at. And he could be a great piece for a great team. Just at it. But people want to want top. He's going to want top dollar, though. Sacramento just finally got it to being good. I doubt they're willing to overpay now. No, right. I know that, MB. I'm just using an example. Let's just say, I don't know. I like Grant's length, and we need that. He could play power forward or small forward. He's a guy I go for. I agree, but I'm not. But I don't know if I pay him what he's going to want. He's averaging 20.5 points a year, man. This year, man, he's shooting 47% from the field. He's shooting 40% from three. His numbers are up. He's outplaying his contract. Now he's a free agent. He can go. His agent can go if they're smart and really negotiate a top deal for him. They really, really can. And I got one better. I can see it to where someone like Toronto gives some top money, and they let go of OG Anunoby. I don't know. I'm just giving you an example. I don't think that happens because OG's younger, but I'm just saying because they want to get rid of OG Anunoby anyway. That's why he's been on the trading block. They don't want to deal with him. Whatever's going on in the locker room, I don't know. I'm just saying. Of course not. Rose is stingy. He is stingy. That's what I'm saying, man. But guys, they put off the Brunson deal and they put off the Josh Hart deal. They put off the iHeart deal. So they obviously know what they're doing, right? So you got to kind of give them that because this is a team they assembled. So they drafted IQ. They drafted Grimes. You got to give credit where credit is due, man. So I kind of am falling back, and I want to see exactly what they do. I'm interested to see. Perfect example of what I'm saying, right? Even though it's off topic, it's with something different. If you guys are Giants fans in here, look at the Giants pulling off a steal by getting Darren Waller. Did anybody see that coming? No. So you got to trust in these guys what they're doing, right? They were able to take the Giants, who was stunk the last couple of years, took them to the playoffs. So you got to trust that these guys know what they're doing. You may not agree initially, but it looks like they know what they're doing. They're pulling off deals that we would never thought. No one even ever thought about the Josh Hart deal, man. No one did. I know I didn't. No one ever thought that Jalen Brunson was going to be as good. I didn't. No one ever thought that iHeart was going to come in and produce the way he's produced. So I'm just saying, guys, things are working here. You got to give the management credit for what they're doing. They obviously are paying attention to the players, paying attention to who could produce in the way that they want them to produce as far as the culture, the team that they're forming. You got to pay attention to that. You have to. So I trust what they're doing. I just know that, they're smart with how they're doing it. Look, they didn't pull the trigger on Donovan Mitchell. And we all was mad, me included. But they saw something that we didn't see, and they probably said, nah, we're not doing that. And look, the Knicks are right there in the mix for them. I hate to say it, but if we lose IQ, it may be Miami. It may be to Miami. I know, man, but we can't lose them. Francisco, we can't lose them. They can't play around with that. They got to pay him. They got to pay him to stop playing games. If he wants max, I'll pass. But I consider RJ money for an offer. Danny Dimes workout videos look good. Yeah, he does look good. He does look good. I'm happy Rose is stingy because he always spent his big money and has no depth. Right. I'm happy we got changed now. Agreed. Okay, MB. Okay, who's going to pay him that money? I don't see that. A 2-year deal isn't bad if he has a good year for the following years. It's fine. Not a bad gamble. Randall came back to us. Oh, Francisco. Randall came back to us to lead. This is a great thing, a thing to see. Absolutely. They get in the bag for their buck now, the New York way. Right. MB. You'll be surprised, man, what guys are able to negotiate with their agent and who's willing to pay. He can go, perfect example, he can go to Dallas, man, and get money. We don't know. Dallas don't have nobody similar to Jeremiah Grant down there. That's a wing that could defend. They might look at him as a guy, look, man, you can come down there, like I said, and be our Josh Hart. You could defend and you could score. We need a wing like that. We don't have nothing like that. They might be willing to pay him that. They might, I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm not paying crazy money for that guy. I'm not doing that. New Yorker, there is no one out there I would want that is available, limited supply. Now, that's agreed, man. That's agreed. To MB's point, he mentioned this last time I was live. In the next couple of years, I think it's 2025. 2025, that's when the guys are going to be available. 2024, 2025, that's when the guys are going to be available, right? So, that's really what the Knicks got to wait for. Now, what you could do, right? What you could do as the Knicks, what you could do is you could do a trade and for some picks and some players, maybe for an OG Anunoby this summer. If Toronto's still open, you can maybe give them like two unprotected. You can maybe give them Obi and Fourier's contract. See if the money matches up, right? I'm not sure if it does. I don't know. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But if they do that, they can get an OG Anunoby over here. That'll be great. That'll be great. So I'm just saying, so they could do a couple of things and do some trades and get some guys in here, right? So, but as far as free agency, I don't know. Obi stays. He's New York. I know, man. I know. I want Obi to stay too, man. But you got to give up something. Nah, he's injury prone. I don't know if he's man. I like OG Anunoby, man. I like what he brings. I like his toughness. I just think whatever's going on over there, man, they're having some issues, and they got a lot of those 3D wings out there. They got Scotty Barnes, they got Siakam, they got OG Anunoby, they got this other kid that comes off the bench. They got a whole bunch of 6'7", 6'8" dudes over there that could ball. So they're gonna I could see them moving off his contract and moving off him. But I don't know, man. I think it's just. I don't know if he's injury prone. I just think it's just certain situations happen. I don't, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I've been watching and kind of seeing, because guys get injured, but it depends on them whether they want to come back or not. They could come back, but they choose not to because of whatever's going on in that locker room or whatever other issues are going on. Then, they kind of tap it up to a hamstring or whatever. And guys could play, but they just choose to maybe make the injury a little bit longer than, I don't want to say guys are faking injuries. I don't want to say that, but there's been cases of stuff like that and guys want to be traded. They don't really want to be there anymore. OG scares me. Not the brightest bulb. Why you say that? Why you say OG Anunoby? You're not the bright. What does make him bright? He did something crazy? Did he do something crazy? Is that what happened with OG Anunoby? We don't match with them. We would have to pay the Raptors like the Bucks. Hard, no mercy. Oh, you mean as far as matchups go? Yeah, the Raptors. We struggle with them, man. It's just matchups, man, because they play small. They don't play big. They don't have a big man, so they play small, man. So we just have problems with them. We just do. We just do. Matchup wise, they got guys that can guard RJ, and they got guys that can guard Randle, right? And they have somebody for Brunson and Van Fleet, right? So that's tough. It's just matchups, man. They just give us problems. They just do. Toronto people say that he does stupid stuff like dumb plays. Really? I don't know, man. I just know he's young. He's young. He's definitely a 3D, and he defends and he's big. You know what I'm saying? He's big. I think he's younger than Grant, OG Anunoby. How old is OG? OG Anunoby's 6'7", man. He's 25 years old. He's 25. Guys, his last 3 games, OG Anunoby, his last 3 games, 24, 17, 15. Against the Nuggets, he had 24, 10 for 14 from the field. He's playing anywhere between 35, 29 minutes. The regular season, he's playing 35.7 minutes a game. OG Anunoby is averaging 17 points a game, 47% from the field, 38% from 3, 5 rebounds a game. Boss, come on, man. He's 25 years old. He's a perfect 3D player. He's perfect for the Knicks. Perfect. Those numbers tell everything. Tell everything. And he defends. He's 6'8". Imagine him. Listen, Tibbs will fall in love with him, man. Tibbs will go crazy. Because you got him at the wing, 6'8". You got RG at the 2, 6'6", 6'7". You have Brunson. Then you have Randle with 6'10". Then you have Big Mitch. Then you have Josh Hart coming off the bench with Grimes. Come on, man. The Knicks will be weak, boy. No one will want to play us. They know they're coming out with bruises and stuff like that. Ashley, what's going on, man? How you doing? I'm glad you came by, man. Please pop your head in here and let me know you're here so I can give you a shout out. Ashley, what's going on? Okay. New Yorker. Let me see. He has all the physical we want for sure. They said he's not the best team player on court. Smart's not that good. I mean, I think it's all culture, man. You know, I'm gonna chime in on that 1 second. Let's keep the team intact and add 1 draft pick of free agency or Jeremiah Grant. All right, everybody's on Jeremiah Grant. See, everybody on Grant or Kuzma or KP. No, KP can't fit. But would you push Obi out of the rotation? Well, Obi would have to if you're talking about free agency. Okay, yeah, free agency. No, he would still be in the rotation. He would still be in the rotation. It all depends, man. It all depends. I know he would play. He still would play. I'm not trading with the original Ripper. Oh, you talking about the GM up there? He was with Denver. He was the one that got over on the Melo deal. I know you're talking about. Yeah. He's tough. But listen, OG Anunoby's tough, man. That's a perfect fit to what we do. So New Yorker. So I saw what you put earlier. You said about physicals. You're not sure. They said he's not the best team player on the court. Culture is everything, right? Culture is everything. I don't know what's going on up there in Toronto, but they're having issues up there. They are. You bring a guy here, and he sees exactly what it is that we do. He sees the coaches that we have. And, of course, we have a perfect players coach in Johnny Bryant, right? Someone to get in this guy's ear. Then you have other teammates like Josh Hart. Then you have, of course, Jalen Brunson. Then with the maturity of Randle, maturity of RJ, you can kind of see things start to form for this guy. And you'll see this guy play out of his mind. No one expected to see what Josh Hart is doing this year. That's because of culture. So he sees his boys over here. He sees what we're building. He sees how we're playing. Everyone is held accountable. Like, it's a team sport. It's a brotherhood. So I would not be surprised if OG comes over here and skyrockets. Big time. I would not be surprised if that happens. It just takes off. He might be an all-star out here. I would not be surprised about that. Culture is everything, man. And sometimes guys need to be a part of a culture to where certain things that they were doing some other place is not acceptable. And guys always conform to where they're at. So whatever happened in Toronto, that's an issue, but we can't deny the numbers. I mean, the numbers are legit. He's playing 35 minutes a game. He's averaging 17 points a game, 5 boards, shooting almost 40% from 3. I mean, come on. And he defends. And he's big, 6'8". I mean, come on. Come on, the Knicks will be a nightmare to match up with. A nightmare. Gravity 241st. We know about changing culture. Look at the Giants, right? Come on, man. Big blue wrecking crew, right? I know that's my squad. So I understand, but culture is everything. It really, really is, man. You gotta get the bad. You know what I mean? You gotta get the bad out with the good. You gotta empty out. You got to empty out all that trash, man. All that nonsense that's going on, you got to get that out of there. Sometimes it could be a star player. Sometimes it could be a player that you love, but sometimes they just got to go, man, because they're not bringing the right, the right type of energy into what it is you're trying to build. Okay, New York at SGA. Oh, nah, I would trade. No. It's not. He's not going to work out here. He's not going to work. He's a rising star. Played at Kentucky. Hell of a player. Big, too. Big. I didn't know he's that big. He's 6'6", right? But the problem is he's not going to fit in well with what we do because you have Brunson there. We already got Alpha Dog at the top of the key. He can't come here and take over. He's not going to be able to. So it just doesn't fit. I love him, but it just doesn't fit. And right now, I'm not taking nobody over Brunson. I'm just not. To me, he's everything. I'm not taking none of these cats over Brunson. I'm not even taking Kyrie over Brunson. I'm just not. Some things are worth more than numbers, man. And what he's brought to what it is, he's perfect for us. He just is. He's a perfect fit. I told you guys we might have a guy in Grimes and RJ in 2 years, right? Brunson for MVP. Yeah, he's changed it. I want Ball before he got hurt. Didn't I tell you guys no over Ball? I told you guys. See, he's always hurt. He's like Brandon Roy right now. I mean, now they talking about they got to do a cartilage transplant to his knee, and he should be better. Dogs. He's shot. His legs are shot. There's no way I'm bringing him to the Knicks. No way. Or you talking about LaMelo? Because if you're talking about LaMelo, same thing. His ankles, he got ankle problems. Nobody over $200 million. Yeah, LaMelo, no, man. He's got ankle problems. He gets hurt every year. Same issue, ankles. He needs to call Steph Curry, man. Steph Curry, the same problem. He needs to go to the same ankle guy. SGA would have fit before we got Brunson. Yeah, he would have. Yeah, he would have. But you know what? I don't know, though. I don't know. Gravity, I don't know. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. New York, no Ball, too. So happy we didn't buy that guy. Yeah, man, he's damaged goods. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, he's just his injuries. Like, it's just not good for both of them. It's a hurting business. Got to get it while you can. You never know. Agreed. Monroe, New Yorker. Monroe adapted with Clyde, my man. I'm old. Nah, agreed. Nah, I understand this, but this is a new game today, man. It's a new game with these guys today. Gravity said SGA would have been a fit before Brunson. I don't think so. He's young, man. He's a young guy. You need an alpha type of cat that's a little older to come up here and tighten up the screws. I think Brunson is 26, 27. Randle's 28. I know Josh Hart is about 27. So these guys are in their prime, right? You need an adult in the room with these guys, especially with someone like Randle. Like, you need an adult in the room that the guy's going to respect, right? You just do. Jalen Brunson's 26, right? Josh Hart, I believe, is 27. I think he's a year older. Make sure I got these numbers right. No, excuse me. Josh Hart is 28. Josh Hart is 28, same age as Randle. So these guys are adults in the room, man. They're in the prime of their careers. These guys can play another 6 more years, and the Knicks will be in the mix of it, right in the heat of everything, right? So these guys, you need an adult in the room with these guys, especially with Randle. You need an adult in the room that's going to demand certain type of respect and expectations. You can't come to a guy who's still trying to establish himself in the league, even though he's a rising star. He's going to struggle. Him and Randle aren't going to get along. Randle's going to be throwing fits, knocking over laptops, punching guys. Like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough thing to kind of deal with. It just is. And so I think that's what, That's why he wouldn't have been a good fit, right? You need an adult in the room, man, to deal with Randall. To me, that's the key. It's like IQ playing with Brunson. They check down to the leader. It works. I agreed. Agreed. MB, I like the chemistry with the Knicks. Yeah, the chemistry is beautiful, man. They put the perfect pieces together. It's like a puzzle, man. They put it together perfectly. And you get once again, you got to give credit to Leon and those guys and Tibbs. They identified who they want, who they want to draft. And you guys are, they're running like a well-oiled machine, man. They are. I thought IQ was going to be our point guard, but we need JB for Randall to be Randall, the real deal. Man. Hector Gaston, Hector Gaston, thank you for coming by, man. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you, sir, for coming by. If anybody hasn't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. But Hector, thank you for coming by. Jokic told Brunson yesterday, "Tell your godfather to trade for me." He told him that. Where you heard that at? Brunson is God's son. He is so great for us. It's amazing. Hector, where'd you hear that at? Or was that a rumor? Or you just making that up? Joking. Well, get me excited, Hector. I was about to get excited. I'm in a happy place. Nah, absolutely, Francisco. I agree, man. Same feelings mutual, man. Listen, man. Look, the pieces that we have are just beautiful to grow with. Absolutely, New Yorker. I know, man. That was a good joke. Got us all excited. Um, Francisco said he thought IQ was going to be our point guard. I never thought that. When I saw IQ play, I said, "Yo, he's like an Iverson type of guy. He's like a scoring guard. He's not going to set things up. He's just not. He's not an assist guy. He can pass, but when he's at his best is when he's attacking, when he's on the go, when he's playing downhill and he's being aggressive, taking to the rack, hitting that floater, hitting that three, and then if his offense isn't there, then he's looking for somebody to pass to. That's when he's at his best, when he's aggressive. What you saw in Boston was IQ. When he's like that, oh man, he's unguardable, man. You saw it. You saw it. Marcus Smart couldn't stay in front of him. You know, Marcus Smart, he start fouling, flopping. You know what I mean? You're like, dude, what are you doing, man? You just falling on the floor. No one's even touching you, flopping, you getting calls. Like, he's out of control with that. What about this year? What do you mean, what about this year? Talk to me. We win with IQ. Agreed. They just got to pay him, man. They can't play games with him. Can't play games with him because listen, his value is up big time. And remember, guys, if you guys aren't aware, when we weren't doing too well last year, I would say probably about November this season, but when about November, the Knicks were struggling. December, they were up and down. IQ's agents and his people, they wanted him traded, man. Like he kind of wanted to leave because he didn't like the way he was being used. Because he knows he's a better player than that. They weren't using him right. So he had issues with what was going on. Remember, there was rumblings that he was trying to get up out of there, because he just didn't like what was going on. And he knew he was a better player than what he was showcasing. And I don't know what Tibbs did. I don't know what he worked around or whatever happened. You got to give it to him and Johnny Bryant and those guys in the background. And they work things out. And IQ is looking like he's possibly up for $6 million a year this year. New subscriber, Greg Allen. I appreciate you subscribing, sir. Thank you. So IQ is looking like he's up for $6 million a year this year. He's definitely in the race. So with that being said, he earned himself a lot of money. So the Knicks got to pay him. They're going to have to. Because if not, he's going to walk. He's going to walk and he's going to get top dollar any other place. And don't sleep on his D, man. Yeah, he's one of the best. He's one of the best guards on defending, man. He's it's at the top of the key. He's tough. He's like Deuce. Those guys are like bulldogs when it comes to guarding the pill, man. They lock up. Francisco Tibbs was not given the young core faith or respect and trust. Yeah, but, well, That's because Tibbs is blueprinting who he is and what he's about. But after last season, you know, he had a lot of long talks, obviously, with Leon and probably Worldwide West, that he's going to have to play these guys. He has no choice. Or if not, he's gone. So I think that that's what made him change his mind. And having a guy like Johnny Bryant, if you notice, Johnny Bryant's right next to Tibbs. He's in his ear. He's helping Tibbs deal with a lot of these young players and what it takes. Because these young guys are different to that. They just are. So that's a big part to the reason why, he's made his adjustment. I think his job was on the line, period. Zion just became a CAA client. Oh, he did. He just recently signed with CAA. Line to line McBride, right? New Yorker. I was sad last game with Deuce. Don't get no burn. He's not going to get burned. He's not going to get burned. Well, that's big. That's big. Well, he wants to play with RJ, man. He liked playing in the Garden. He's mentioned that before, right? So I don't know. Well, he just signed a big deal. Didn't he just sign a big deal with the Pelicans? But I'm not touching Zion. He's another one. He's hurt all the time. You guys got to give Randle credit, man. His durability is unmatched, man. So these guys, they're sitting out if they got like a sprained pinky, man. These guys are sitting out for months. Like, there's no way I'm touching him, man. I'm not touching him. You were sad for Deuce. Deuce isn't going to get burned, man. Listen, let me tell you something. I love Deuce. I do. But in this league, you have to understand. You could defend, but you got to knock down shots. And you can't be inconsistent with that. Josh Hart does the same thing Deuce does, but times 10. Grimes does the same thing Deuce does times 10. IQ does the same thing Deuce does times 10. Because those guys defend and they could knock down shots. They could score the ball. And that's the name of the game. You got to be able to score. If you can't score in this league, you're not going to be here long enough. You're going to be down in the G League or you're going to be playing over there, in Europe someplace. So I think that's Deuce's issue, man. Yes, but Zion is injured. Yes, but he may be out of there. Yeah, but how much do you pay him if he's out of there? I'm not paying. Listen, man, he's always hurt, man. He's got to lose weight. He's on the bench looking like Fat Albert. He's got on a Carl Kanai jean suit with a turtleneck. He looks like he's 450 pounds. I mean, look, man. No, I'm not touching him. I'm not touching Zion. He's got to get on the treadmill. He's got to get his stuff together. He's eating triple cheeseburgers. He's at an IHOP. He's all over the place, sitting on the bench, trying to do windmills. His gut is spilling out over his Carl Kanai jeans. And he's somebody who wants to come play for the Knicks. No, man. No. Eat some bananas. Eat some fruit, man. He's eating burgers. He's eating pizza. Where's he at? He's in the South, right? He's in New Orleans. He's out there, eating okra and gumbo and all that stuff. He's out of control. That's why he's on the bench. Because he's 450 pounds. I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him. Sorry. That's what RJ has over his draft class. Reliability. Absolutely. Deuce got his shot right last game. Yeah, but that's one game, New Yorker, man. You got to come on, man. Consistency is the key. Grimes for Anthony Edwards. Only move I do. Ooh, Hector, I like that. But that's you're going to need a lot to get Anthony Edwards, man. Josh is a polished version of Deuce. Absolutely. Deuce is best point defender on the team. I would say he's neck and neck with IQ. IQ locks up. IQ locks up. He does. And Deuce doesn't get steady minutes. I agree. Tell him why you really mad. Nah, come on, man, because he's out of control. You know I'm right. Not a triple cheeseburger. Yeah, that's what he's eating, man. You see him on the sidelines. You see him. I'm like, dude, this guy's big as a house. How's he playing basketball? He looks like he needs to be playing for the Giants. I love Hart, and he looked great with Deuce and IQ and Obi. The bench is all right. Yeah, the bench is rolling. Greg Allen, Tibbs let RJ know he needs to be in attack mode and attack the rim, and he's going to Juju. Right, I agree. Grimes ain't going nowhere. Yeah, Grimes is tough. Grimes is a Tibbs guy. Tibbs wanted them to draft Grimes. He's Grimes defense. He defends and he knocks down shots when he's open. So, he's getting better with that, but he really defends, and he's big too. Grimes is 6'4", 6'5". Him and Josh Hart about the same size. So they defend. Scrappy. You know what I mean? And they knock down shots. Deuce doesn't knock down shots good enough. He just doesn't. He has opportunity too to really show and prove like who he is, but he just couldn't turn the corner, man, as far as offensively, and they struggle with that. Yeah, Grimes is strong on the wing too. He's strong guard. Greg Allen, Tibbs let RJ know he needs to. Yeah, well, that's Tibbs letting him know. Because listen, remember, Tibbs let him know last year too, man. Tibbs doesn't have a problem blowing guys up in the press. He said, "Listen, man, guys wonder why they're knocking down shots." He said this last year. Well, when you come in early and you go to shoot around, you shoot the ball, and you're going to shoot the ball better in the game. But if you don't do shoot around, you're not going to shoot well. So he lets you know that you can't change your habits. Your habits are everything in this league. So he's letting RJ know we like you attacking. When you start doing fallaways and all this other stuff, this is what Tibbs said. That's when problems happen. So he don't like RJ doing that. So, but what I do see is that RJ's listening and he's attacking and he looks good. He looks good. He might be another Barkley. No, he's not, man. Stop. No, he's not. No, he's not. Chuck didn't let himself get crazy like that when he was playing with the Sixers and with the Suns. He wasn't getting big like this. He got big after, like when he was retired. This guy is big as a house, man. He's huge. Gravity Super. Zion meant he wanted to come to New York, the Giants. Really, that's what he wanted to do. Play D-line with Dexter Lawrence and them boys. Deuce was 3 for 4 from downtown last game. He has turned the corner. It happened. But turn the corner at New York or how, man? From one game, I love Deuce, but he's got to be more consistent with that. He had how many games was he playing consistently, coming off the bench? You got to think before we got Josh Hart, he was in the rotation. So before the trade deadline, remember we played like 20-something games, and he was coming off the bench. He could not knock down an open shot, man. It was like dude, come on, man. In the NBA. Then we made the move for Josh Hart, and Josh Hart is, come on, man. There's no comparison. NBIC, he's using the glass more, right? Zion broke sneakers huge. Yeah, he tore them things open, right? At Duke. Yeah, he came right. He was around mound and rebound when he was at Auburn. I know my history, man. I know that, but he wasn't like this guy. He wasn't, come on, man. This guy's man, he's like 400 pounds, man. Come on. Chuck wasn't like that. Chuck was maybe 200 some pounds, 280, 260, but he was solid. He was rocked. He was in great shape. He had a flat stomach. He was a monster. This guy, you see him on the sidelines, right? Then he's got the nerve to wear a turtleneck. He's got on a Carl Canassu. I saw him one time. I thought he coming uptown at Dapper Dan's. He had on a MCM suit, like he's back in '86. I was like, yo, where's this guy from, man? Where's he doing? At a New Orleans game. I'm like, yo, my man. You two be trying to look fly on the sidelines, you know what I mean, like you had paid, you ain't paid in full. We need you on the court. He you know what I mean. He don't care, man. Then you see him on silent sneaking, eating a hot dog. I'm like, yo, this guy's out of control, man. Out of control. I really think he wants to find a way out to New York. Then he would chill. Then he would chill on what? Eating the fast food. Yeah, Zion is the Michelin man. I mean, listen, look. The guy is super talented, but he doesn't play. You know what I mean? One thing we gotta love Randle for. Randle's durable, man. He's played the whole season. 25-10, 25-10, 25-10. Come on, man. We can't, we got to give that credit here. We have to. Now, I like Zion. I do. I just think he's, I don't know, man. Listen, man, you never can, you never know how someone's going to react and how someone's going to be when they finally made it, right? You know what I mean? Like when you see that money in your bank account, man, that says 30 million, or you see that check on the 1st and 15th and the joint is like 800 grand, you're getting 1.6 million every month, right? You don't know how people are going to react to that, how they're going to be. Are they going to still be motivated to play, or are they going to just feel like I've arrived and I'm good now, I can lean back and chill? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so the motivation and the hunger is going to change because now I'm sleeping on silk sheets, right? I'm not sleeping in the gutter or living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 5 of my siblings and my parents. Like the hunger's not there. Now I'm living lavish. He's probably got, a McDonald's in his house. You know what I mean? That's why he's eating on triple cheeseburgers. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just joking. But you know what I'm getting at. Like, so I don't know. I don't know if his hunger is the same. You know what I mean? He might, I just think, I just don't know how bad he wants it, man. He may play basketball, but I don't know if he loves it. He may love it for what it gives him. It gives him money and lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, see, if he's happy playing with his boy, he might chill. Yeah. I mean, I guess, man. Maybe. Zion really wanted to come to New York. He seems depressed being on the Pels. Mindset is not really there, right? But he has to take the money. Yeah, man, but it's not looking good though, man. But who's going to want to touch him? No one's going to want to touch him. Zion needs to talk to RJ. RJ hungry still, right? The right way, right? If he comes here, he can hang with me. He gonna get on that keto diet. He's gonna be cheating, man. He gonna have cheat meals. He's gonna be at the Pizza Hut. You got to chill with him, man. You got to go cold turkey. He can't have no burgers, no pizza, no Jimmy John's. We're not going to Brooklyn getting Caribbean food. We're not going to the Bronx or the Coochie Fritos. We're not doing none of that. We're not going to the Bronx over by Hunts Point, going to White Castles. We're not doing that. All my New York City people, you know what I'm talking about. He's got to stay out them spots. He'll be in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Day Parade, eating a whole bunch of Caribbean food. Wilding out. Nah. Well, we know his hunger is for sure this intermittent fasting. Yeah. William, what's going on, William? How you doing? Appreciate you coming by to my channel, man. Coming through. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But I appreciate you coming by. With all these players doing well, who will the Knicks extend? Can't extend everyone. Well, William, earlier we said who they're definitely gonna have to take care of this year is you got to take care of IQ and you got to take care of Josh Hart, right? Everyone else is locked in. Grimes, they can take care of next year, but everyone else is locked into their contract. They just signed RJ, right? They just signed RJ this year. They just got Brunson, and if I'm correct, they signed Julius last year. Last year is when they signed him to that contract, and then he went into that year, last year, with a new contract, and he played like crap. So they got all three of their guys locked in. You get IQ, you get Josh Hart. You're also to remember they signed Big Mitch. Big Mitch is locked in. So they got their players. Intermediate fasting and keto is the way. No, listen, man. Listen. All the diets, I'm not knocking that. I agree. Definitely agree with the fasting. Definitely agree with that. Keto, I definitely heard works. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if the guy's motivated. Someone said he doesn't seem like he wants to be in New Orleans. But this is the NBA, man. This is you got to play ball until you have an opportunity, right? Doesn't matter where you want to be. You got to play ball. You can't be on the sidelines with a wool turtleneck in New Orleans, looking like Grimace from the old McDonald's commercial. You know what I mean? Looking like Grimace. It can't happen. Can't happen, man. You're right. He'll be having all types of stipulations in his contract. Yeah, you got to, man. You got to. You got to, man. And Obi. Obi's tough, man. I think Obi might be. I think Obi might get traded this year. If there's a good if there's a good trade out there, because I know they're gonna try to get off a 4 years contract. They're gonna try to get off of his contract. D Rose might be back just because he's a Thibodeau guy and he wants him here. Well, in order to get, you got to give up. So I think they're going to give up Fourier, and I think Obi's going to be in the mix with some type of trade and some picks to get somebody. I just think that. No, he has great food. You make me hungry. Yo, man, I'm just saying that. I'm telling you, listen, man, he can't come to New York City and talk about he ain't really, because you know where he's going to be at. If he in the Bronx heavy, you know what he's getting. He's getting stew chicken, the coochie fritos, he's getting the plantains, he's getting the cab, he's getting all that stuff. Getting big, looking like Big Pun. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, man. You guys got laugh. You think I'm playing? I'm serious. The Tiger doesn't change his stripes, man. If he's got issues with stuff like that, I don't know what this deal is. But he got to tighten up because he's looking crazy right now. Coochie fritos. That's it for real. Of course, that's it. Come on, MB. You know, I'm Harlem, man. You know that. Gratitude. I thought the same thing when I saw the turtleneck. Yeah, man. He shouldn't wear the turtleneck. The turtlenecks make him look like he's about 5'50". And he's like sitting there and they got the jean jacket over it. It's like Carl Canard suit. I'm like, dogs, like, what are you doing? You look hot over there, my man. A wool turtleneck. My man look like he out there, anybody to see, he look like he's shopping at Portobello's. You know what I mean? Getting a whole suit made at Portobello's. This guy's out of control. Yo, MB, man, I'm sick. He's bugging. Oh, MB is gone. Obi is gone. I'm not mad. I'm mad about that. Yeah, man. I think he is too. He's got. Listen, man. I love Obi. I just think for what you gotta. It's what you want as a player, right? Like if you know you could do more, the team may not be using you to the best of your ability. You're gonna want to leave. You're gonna want to go someplace where you could show your talent, and that's what IQ was until he started changing how he's playing IQ. But IQ was feeling the same way. I'm not surprised if Obi may feel like, some place I can go and possibly start or get like 25 minutes a game and average 17 and a half. Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be kicked out the league. I'm trying to show that I have a place in this league and I can earn top dollar. Listen, this is a business, guys. We trying to get paid. We trying to get money. So you can't get mad at Obi for that. Zion needs a chef right now to help him. Yo, man, come on, man. Big time. New Orleans food is sick, dude. It's harder than there. It's harder than here. Yeah. Let's go. He's trying to get traded. Yeah, man, but that's not a good way to get traded, man. Being 400 pounds. You know what I mean? Come on, that's not a good way. Having a chef and eating out right is the way to go for Zion. Right. Gravity 241st. Obi might stay though. He looks happy and content on the Knicks bench. I mean, I agree with that. Guys, hold on for 1 second. Okay, well, okay. See, well, Obi is tough because this is a business, man. So guys want to be able to earn as much as they can. If I don't know what Obi's getting, let me see what Obi's contract is. Right? Let me see what his contract is. Remember, Obi's big too. Obi's about 6'10", right? So let's see what his contract is, right? Okay. So Obi's getting about $10 million, guys. He's getting $5 million. He's getting $5 million, and he's actually, because remember, he was a lottery pick. So he was top, I think he was a top 10 pick, I believe. Number 10 pick, right? So Obi is he's eligible for a rookie extension, right? But he's getting pretty good money, man. You gotta say Obi's getting $5 million. He's getting $5 million this year, right? So um I think the Knicks exercise for him for another year. For next year, he'll be getting $6 million, right? So he's getting a decent amount of money because remember he was like a lottery pick, not a lot. I think he was like a top 10 pick. If I'm correct, please correct me, somebody, right? If I'm wrong. So so there you go, number 8 pick, right? He's a number 8 pick. There you go, right? So he's getting a decent amount of money. So if he feels that he can go someplace else and produce and get money, this is a businessman. He's got to take it. I mean, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Now I see what people are saying, like he's happy, he's content, he's happy, right? Right? He's happy with where he's at because he is a New Yorker. We all understand that, right? But it still is a business, guys. Still is a business. So we got to be mindful of that. And if he wants to go someplace where he can really show what his worth is and what he could produce and what he could do, we gotta respect it, man. We gotta respect it. I can't get mad because the reality is, man, Randall's in the prime of his career. And he just signed a big deal with the Knicks. He just made an all-star team. He's not going anywhere. He is not. He's going down with the ship. So Randall's got a good, what is it, 28? So let's say a good another 8 years left. He could play till he's 36 at a high level. He can. So where does that leave Obi? Real talk. It's just numbers, man. So I want to keep him. He's a New York guy. Everybody be seeing Obi out at King Dome uptown and stuff like that. Sometimes you see him at Dykeman. You see Obi all around the city, right? Heavy because he's New York. But the reality is, this is a businessman, and I can't get mad at that cat if he wants to go someplace to show what he could do. Start and really get busy, right? Because because guys, think about it. What if Obi goes someplace? What if Obi goes someplace like OKC and it's dropping 22 out there, killing it in the West? Just imagine. Because he showed last year what he could do. He showed his skills. He showed it last year. We was like, yo, everyone was amped about Obi. Everybody, including myself, I was on the train too. He's like, get Randall out of here. Trade Randall. We can get some picks and start Obi, right? Everybody was saying that, remember? Cue the music. Enter Jalen Brunson. Whole dynamic changed. Randall got a therapist on the sideline. And now Randall has turned on the switch. Now he's 25-10. And he looks like second team All NBA. And Jalen Brunson looks like All NBA type player, right? So just look at what's happened. Tibbs could find minutes for Obi. He should let him showcase his talent before he train him for now. No, he is showcasing his talents. He is playing, but okay, here's the problem, right? And be like, you can't play him and Randall together because there's nobody in the middle. Now, you could put him at the 3 and put Randle at the 4 and let Obi attack, play in the middle with Mitch or iHeart. You could do something like that. But then again, not to sound crazy, that's like, man, honestly, that's like playing pickup, right? But my thing is that if it ain't broke, let's not fix it. Like how the Knicks are rolling, they're rolling. So why change things up just because people want to see Obi get more minutes? I want Obi to see more minutes, but we're winning. We're about to if everything goes well, we go 8-2 right now, 10 games left. We could be 50-32. 50-32. We're 50 games, man. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? You got to stick with what works. Greg Allen, I say let's see what the playoffs do. If the Knicks do great, the narrative will change. Right. New Yorker. He also got exposed with more minutes. 2-2-2 about right. New Yorker, elaborate a little bit more. What you mean by that? 22. So you're saying give Obi about 22 minutes? 22 backup minutes? Okay. I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with that. You know, but here's the other dynamic too, guys. You guys gotta understand, right? Here's the other dynamic. This is just real talk. You gotta know your coach. So what does Tibbs what does Tibbs love? You gotta rebound and you gotta defend. One thing Obi does not do well, he does not rebound well. He's too big at 6'10 to not crash the glass. That's what's going to get him on the court. Period. Because you're going to force the coach's hand. You got to do that. So that's the problem. We could talk crap about Randle all we want. Randle's getting 25 and 10. Sometimes he's pulling down 14 boards, 15 boards. He's crashing the boards. Even if he's crashing the offensive board, even the defense, Obi's not doing that. And we can't say the minutes. You make the minutes. The minutes don't make you. Hence, look at Josh Hart. Josh Hart coming in there. He don't know how many minutes he's going to play when he first got with the Knicks, but it didn't matter. His effort and his rebounding speaks volumes. It just does. So he forces the coach to play him more. He forces it because of his activity. So that's where Obi's got to get better. That's just my opinion. And he's got to attack and drive more. Don't just stand in the corner. If they know you're going to shoot the Trey bomb, you got it, right? You can shoot the pill, but give the head fake, go to the rack, you're athletic enough, lay it up, go around and do like that, or lay it up and turn around and bang it on his head. Like, but you got to do stuff like that to show the coach, like, wow. All right, we got to play him more. Especially if you're defending and you're rebounding. That's just effort stuff. And Obi does not crash the boards like that. He's too busy running, trying to get an outlet to where he can get a highlight dunk. That's the problem with him too. Change up the game and give the Knicks different dynamics. The team is very versatile. He will be harder to figure out. He runs for fast breaks. That is why he doesn't get right. You see what I'm saying? New Yorker, exactly. And that's the problem. Stop looking for, you know what I mean? He's looking for highlight plays too much. Obi's a work in process. He is not a starter now. Listen, I agree with that. I'm not saying he has to be a starter. What I'm saying is when he's on the court, when he does have those minutes, to push your minutes, because I think Obi's getting about 13 minutes a game. To push to where you get 10 more minutes, rebound the ball, man. Stop looking for outlets. Like he's playing smaller than what he is. He's 6'9", 6'10". He needs to be on that glass. He needs to be averaging, honestly, off the bench. If I was Obi, real talk, if I was Obi and I was coming off the bench, I'll be averaging 10 and 8. 10 points, 8 boards. So you figure when he's out there, right, he can get 4 points or 6 points every time he's out there. That averages out to between 10 and 12. And how you get that is sometimes offensive rebounds, putbacks, easy spills. Then you hit a couple of threes, then boom, before you know, you're already at 9 points. You see what I'm saying? So you just gotta be smart about the game. Like understand that. You know what I mean? Like have that mindset because you gotta know your coach. You gotta know the coach that you have. Tibbs obviously has shown that he does not have a problem playing the young guys, obviously because of how the season is. But you gotta rebound, man. You gotta rebound. You gotta play defense. That's what he loves. He loves that. You do that, you're not coming off the court. Josh Hart ain't averaging 17. He ain't averaging 18. He might be averaging 6 or 8 points a game. Tim, what's going on, Tim? How you doing, man? PX, what's going on? HBO. What's going on, brother? I appreciate you coming by, Tim. Thank you, man. Josh Hart might be averaging between like 5 and 8 points a game. But what you can't say is you can't say he ain't crashing that glass. He ain't hustling. That his plus and minus is on a different stratosphere because of what he's doing with the little things. And Obi can do the same too. He's got the skill set and he's got the athleticism. It's just the effort, man. He's got to give a little bit more. Like he can't be looking for outlet dunks. Like when the ball goes up off the rim, I'll be jumping, trying to catch it and dunking on somebody. Get an offensive rebound, going up strong. Somebody go for a shot, block that shit. Get up out of here. But be active, man. And Tibbs is gonna say, "Oh, Johnny Bryan, we got to get him on the court. No. Don't put Randle in yet. Let Obi cook. Don't put Randle in yet. Force the coach's hand. Trust me, he'll conform because he's trying to win. So if you're giving him reason to win, and you're not making dumb basketball plays, so sometimes Obi would do that. Like he won't make smart basketball plays. You're like, yo, my man, what are you doing? He needs to play up to his strengths. Obi's a running gunner. He's playing out of his comfort zone. Not everyone can be a robot. He can be very productive if used properly. Okay. No, that's not true. He's not a robot. Like no. You come on, MB man. You giving him a way out. Obi has progressed on the lot. His rebounds still suck, right? But he runs the court better than anyone. I agree. Listen. In college, he was a great rebounder. So he has it in him. But what he has to do is that he has to understand where he's at. Like his strengths are getting in an open court, yes. But if you're on the offensive end, why aren't you crashing the offensive boards? He ain't even down to getting offensive rebounds, man. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. I'm not talking about both ends. I'm talking about just on the offensive side. Cool. You're saying defensively he wants to hit the wing like James Worthy and run? Cool. But you have to have basketball smarts to realize what the play is and what's going on. I'm not ready to run every single time. If it's a defensive board and I know we need stops, and the guy's down there and they blocking shots and they jumping, they trying to get rebounds, I'm jumping in there. I'm trying to bang too because we got to get a loose ball and we got to get a rebound. Be smart. This ain't about just waiting for your opportunity to get on the wing so you can run and get a highlight dunk. That's where he's got to get better with. So, yes, I agree with playing with him to his strengths, but he's got to be able to identify, like, listen, man, this is what's going on in the game. So he's got to be able to do that, right? He's got to be able to do that. And trust me, his minutes will come. But he has progressed on D. He definitely has. I just think defensively, he can get better on defensive rebounds and definitely on the offensive boards. And he's got to attack more. Staying in that corner doesn't. When he does attack, look at the different player that he is, man. Look at the player that he is. And he has it in him because he did it in college. He was the NCAA. He was the player of the year that year. Scoring, dunking, rebounding. And I get it. College is a different level. But what I'm saying is that this is a step up. Right? This is the next board on the game. This is a higher level. Right? So now you got to step your game up with that. Right? So now you got to get active. You got to, man. Francisco, supply the drive, Obi. Jump in and help in there. Right, exactly, man. Tim Hart is on a different level. He definitely changed the dynamic of how the team plays. Absolutely. On the defensive end, and he gets the respect to that. Absolutely. Can't run without the ball. Absolutely, Francisco. Greg Allen, okay, we can afford to go over the cap to keep any player if this team shows cause. If we kill in the playoffs with this team, Obi will have a chance to stay on this team. Agreed. Francisco, player of the year in college. Obi, you can do it. Obi, do it. I agree, man. I agree. New Yorker, he is so happy all the time. He's the best morale player on the team. He's a great guy. I agree. Tim, I don't know if he plays soft, man. I just think he's not an aggressive ball player like Randle. right? But a lot of these guys today in the league are, man, like they're not what we grew up playing. Like he's not, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's a softball player. I just think he's what the league is. There's not too many guys out there that are like Randle, right? So that's why Randle is a legit. He's going to get big money when he reads up again. Because a lot of guys don't want to check him because he's aggressive. Well, Obi's an athletic wing. He's athletic. He can score. But I just think he's got to rebound more. He rebounds more, hit the glass more, and uses athleticism more. He'll be a better player, truly. Obi's a nice guy, but not for off. Yeah, he's got to use his height, man. He's got to hit the glass more, and he's gotten better defensively. He is a good role guy. I think how can I say? Not everybody can be the leader. That makes sense, right? Not everybody can be the captain. There's only one or two captains on the team. So certain guys are happy with their role. Certain guys are happy just, coming off the bench and getting 8 points a game. Some dudes are cool with that. Because when you are the captain, you're the man, a lot more is expected. A lot of people don't want to deal with that. A lot of people don't want the pressure on them. A lot of people don't want the pressure of taking the last shot. A lot of people don't want that. They say they do, but they really don't. Because if you miss it, a lot of criticism comes with that, but there's also a lot of perks that come with making it, right? So there's too much to bear. So a lot of people like to fall back and play the background. I think Obi's kind of like that. He likes to play the background, right? So that's just my perception of him, right? But that doesn't mean that he can't rebound more. I think he can. That's just rebounding is just effort, man. He's got the skills to do it. It's just effort. I'm not expecting him to be like Randle. He got to bang a little bit. He has a finesse game to me. Now he does have a finesse game. He does have a finesse game, but I do agree with you saying he's got to bang a bit. That's why I was saying he's got to crash the boards more. He does that more, he'll get better. And then he'll get more points. Then he'll get more playing time because he's rebounding and he's blocking shots. And he's getting offensive rebounds, getting strong putbacks, dunking it, laying it up, getting steals, blocking shots, rebounding, then hitting the three. Think of what I said. He sounds like Josh Hart. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he's got to play. Period. Francisco, if Obi average stats like Portis off the bench, no discussion. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Portis is tough coming off that bench, man, for them. He's big too, same size, same height as Obi. But he rebounds and he blocks shots and he defends and he can hit that tray ball and he can hit that 15-footer and he's got post moves, right? Like Portis is legit, man. He ain't no scrub. So Obi's got the skill set too. He's got to get better on the glass. That's all he's got to do. Then to me everything will come, right? Thanks, I agree. Okay, Ashley. Okay, Halliburton and SGA would have been amazing along with Brunson. I'm happy with Grimes, Hart, Nike, and Deuce, but what if? No, Halliburton and SGA wouldn't have worked with Brunson. Those guys are alpha dogs, man. They want to be the man. They want to be the point guard. And so does Brunson. So that wouldn't have worked. It just wouldn't have. They're younger guys. Brunson is a different type of dude, man. You know what I'm saying? So he's the alpha in that room. You got to conform to what he does. Kind of like how Isaiah Thomas was when he was with the Pistons, right? Everybody formed to Isaiah. He was the guard. He was the point guard. Everybody conformed to him. Kind of like how Magic was when he was with the Lakers. Everybody conformed to Magic. Everybody conformed. So when you're the top dog and you're the point guard, everybody conforms to you. That's why Randle's a totally different player when Brunson's around. Totally different. He ain't doing none of that craziness. He's chilling out. Because he realized he ain't the alpha in the room. It's just Brunson. He understands that. Greg Allen. Obi is not a banger. He's a finesse player with room to get tougher with time. Agreed. He's not, but in order to play more, Greg, he's got to rebound. He's got to rebound. He's got to get down there. He's got to get offensive boards. He's got to do that if he wants to play more. Because we talked earlier about him getting 22 minutes. The way he gets 22 minutes with Tibbs, he's got to rebound and defend. Period. Because we already got guys that can score the ball. So we don't really need him for that. With his height, he should be rebounding more and blocking shots more. He can still get out on the wing, but he's got to do little things like that, get offensive boards and stuff. Then you'll really see the true nature of him. You know what I'm saying? And he's got the skill set to do that. That's just effort plays. Wasn't Portis a Knick? Yeah, he was a Knick. He was a Knick, but he slipped through the cracks. MB, okay. He likes to have fun, right? You know the funny thing about Obi is he reminds me of Levine, Zach Levine, right? Tibbs traded him because he was too athletic. Yeah, Tibbs is different. But I think Tibbs is conformed, man. This new generation. That's why I think Johnny Bryan is there to help Tibbs adjust with these new young guys. Obi's improving a lot every year. He just started. He just started. Right. He's getting better. Tim, I tell you this, something special is happening right now. Agreed. I really believe we can go to the finals this year. I don't know about that, Tim. If we can stay healthy, it's definitely a possibility if that can happen. Tim, I don't see that happening, Tim. Eastern Conference Finals, possibly. That finals, but not the finals. No, we're not getting out the East. Portis is injury prone. Okay, Ashley. Obi needs to be allowed to play freely and with his own team. So he may need to be traded. But if he is happy as a backup, then let's keep him for at least one more season. I agree. Instead of leaking, Obi needs to be leaping. I like that, Francisco. Right? Yeah, he's got to do that, man. He definitely does. Tim, man, I don't. I remember you said that, LB. Yo, please, man, listen. I like to. I'm not one of those guys that don't like to be corrected or being told like, no, you're wrong. I love that. That's why we do this here, right? Um, but nah, man. You know why, Tim? I'm gonna tell you why, Tim. It's just matchups, right? I don't see us beating the Bucks. The Bucks are the best team in the East. I don't see um, Philly beating them. I don't see Boston's really struggling. I don't see Boston beating them. And I said this earlier, Tim, right? They got legit big wings. Big. You understand? Middleton is 6'8", 6'9". Greek Freak's about 6'10", 6'11". Big Brook Lopez is 7 feet in that middle. Then you got a legit wing defender or guard defender in Jay Crowder. It's about 6'5", 6'6", strong, stout defender. Will give Grimes nightmares. And Drew Holiday will put all the pressure on Brunson. He just will. He'll give Brunson a fit every game. Then you got Portis coming off the bench, who's also 6'10", 6'11", that can defend. Where does the Knicks match up? We struggle. That size is going to give us problems. Randle is going to have issues with the Greek Freak. We have no one for the Greek Freak. And Brook Lopez will give Mitch problems because he can step out and hit that three. And he's big enough and he's smart enough to know how to play. And he's too big for our heart. He's too big. So we're going to have a hard time matching up with them. We just are. Now, we'll make it close because of our effort plays and how we play. And then, IQ and those guys coming off the bench. RJ's going to have a hard time with Middleton. Big time. He's definitely going to have a hard time with Portis. They put Jay Crowder on RJ. He's going to give RJ a hard time. Once again, who's going to guard the Greek Freak? Greek Freak can guard Randle with no problem. He'll give Randle headaches. So it's just matchups, man. I'm just looking all over the court, and I'm like, we got the best bench in the league and starting five. That's a problem. Remember that. No, I agree with the bench, man, but the bench can't play the whole game. And the problem is sometimes with us, sometimes with us, we start slow and we get behind fast. And sometimes our bench has to help us catch up. Well, IQ and Josh Hart and their activity. So that can play a factor. But also, too, the biggest issue of it all, honestly, not Greek Freak and all the other stuff, those guys know how to win, man. They got solid vets over there who've been there before. They know how to, when it's winning time, they know what play to run, what they're doing, where they're going. They know how to lock in defensively to lock it up, and they know how to get winning shots. You never see them playing out of character. They know how to win, man. Period. They know how to win. And every time I watch the Knicks play them this year, it's just always a mismatch. Like, it just doesn't seem like we're in the game. When we play Philly, we beat Philly that one time. Even when we was out in Philly, we were winning that game. I felt we could have won that game. We wound up losing at the end. We've had Boston's number, but Milwaukee, we struggle with them. It's just matchups. We just have a hard time matching up. And Middleton gives us nightmares. We have nobody for Middleton. RJ cannot check him, man. He cannot. So, and Grimes is too small. Size matters. Milwaukee's a team, your hardest work. I'm telling you, man. It just is. That's just the truth. And so that's why, Tim, that's why. Now, you give us another year, we add another piece. They may lose some pieces because guys may retire, guys may leave, guys may get traded, guys may whatever. Then we could talk next year or the year after. But right now, second round, maybe Eastern Conference Finals. I could see that for us, big time. We're not there just yet. And I'm okay with that because I know we ain't there. But we're close. We're very, very close. So that's the exciting part about where we're at right now and why this team has me excited. Because I understand that this is all a process. We're not going to get it back in a year. But to make it to the finals, nah, brother. We're not yet. Not yet. There's a possibility we could be the Celtics of last year. Nobody thought they was going to the finals. No, listen, I agree with that. I do agree with that. But defensively is an issue for us. It just is. Our starting five, the only good defender we have is Grimes. The Celtics got a couple of people, right? Jalen Brown is decent. You got Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. Grant Williams plays pretty good defense. Jason Tatum is decent defensively. Then you have the other guy, Williams, in the middle, right? So it's just about matchups, man. You understand what I'm saying? So they came on at a perfect time. I just think with the playoffs, with the way it's structured and how things are, matchups are key. We all know that. The refs swallow their whistles. The game gets shorter and tighter. So you got to have guys who are there, and you got to have superstars. We don't have a superstar. They got a superstar in Tatum. You saw what he did last year against the Bucks last year? And what was it, Game 6 or Game 7? I think he went off. We don't have a guy like that. We don't. Brunson's good. When he ain't there yet, he's not. And he's only 6'2". Tatum is 6'8", 6'9". He went off last year. He went off. He looked like KD. We don't have that guy. We don't have that guy. And that's what separates that. See, the playoffs is different, man, because like I said earlier, Tim, everybody knows what everybody wants to do. What separates the teams? It's the Jimmy and the Joes, or the Joes and the, whatever you want to call them. It's who has the guy. Who has the player? Who has the guy? Who's going to get you a shot and score the pill when it's needed? Brunson has shown he can. And he showed he couldn't in the playoffs last year, too, with Dallas. So I'm not, right? But Tatum's a little different. Remember, he's up for MVP this year, man. Tatum's a little different. Let's be real about it. And that's who the Celtics have, right? So everybody that I'm naming, they all got a superstar. Greek Freak, Tatum, Joel Embiid, right? So everybody's got a superstar but the Knicks. And that sometimes what separates winning games, man. Period. Middleton wasn't playing, okay. If they keep playing hard defensively, we can beat anybody. Now, we can beat anybody. But, Tim, we got to beat them 4 times out of 7. Yo, 4 times out of 7, man. Playoffs is no joke. 4 times out of 7. It's tough, man. It's tough to do. Francisco, you need stops in the playoffs. Offense to start games, but defense to close it. Absolutely. RD is stepping up. The Nuggets was a huge win for us. Yes, absolutely. Wins like that are good, New Yorker. And the wins like that are good. When you have wins like that, like what happened the other night, it's big because it shows that we know how to close out games, and it shows that we know how to lock in and get big time wins, right? So that's all like things that you put in your database, right? To kind of like get you like programmed to know how to win those games. So when it happens, you're not nervous, you're not under pressure. But my thing is that when we pick up our database with stuff like that, we got a couple of databases. A lot of those teams got like hundreds of those databases. They've been there before. They know how to do this. So that's where we fall short. And once again, like I said, but we don't have that guy. Man. We need that superstar. Because sometimes you need a guy that says, yo, man, we running this play every time down the court. Because there's 2 minutes left. We're down by 2. I want the ball here every play. If they double, then you get open. But if they don't double, get out the way. And KD almost did that for Brooklyn last year. Remember his toe hit the line? Or was that the year before? I'm trying to remember his toe hit the line. He almost carried him himself, man. We don't got that guy. We need a guy like that. And that's what will put us over the hump. And remember, Brunson was the main reason that the Mavs went to the Western Conference Finals, not Luka. Agreed. But what did you just say? The Western Conference Finals, not the finals. That's all I'm saying, Tim. Nuggets game give confidence. Agreed. It definitely does, man. It definitely does. But here's the key, guys. We got to win 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7, man. It's tough. Nobody was really saying Tatum was a superstar until they went deep in the playoffs last year. Though, so we might have that guy. No, man. Everyone was saying Tatum was a superstar, man. No, you're wrong about that, brother. Tatum was a superstar. He was definitely a superstar. Everyone knew that. Tatum's no joke, man. He cold-blooded with it. He cold, man. Tatum is no joke. Edward Walker. Knicks. Edward Walker, what's going on, man? How you doing? I appreciate you coming by. It's late night, man. Knicks must play complete team ball with a high-intensity defense to do damage in the playoffs. Agreed, man. Agreed. Listen, guys, I'm excited just like you guys are. And Brunson coming back changes everything. I mean, we look like a totally different team with him out there. And then the balance, which is great, is that now IQ goes back to the bench. So now that adds firepower to our bench. So now we're even more dangerous. We're more potent. And now you could put RJ back on that second unit with him, IQ, Josh Hart, Hart, right? And Obi. Looks fabulous, man. It really, really, truly does. You know what I mean? But yeah, MB, absolutely. We need one more piece. MB, I'm with you. We need one more piece. We need that guy, man. We need that guy that could just say, yo, get out the way. Get out the way. We need that guy. He's out there, too. He's out there. Celtics really struggling right now. Knicks playing hungry and focused. We need to make some noise, right? We're going to. Bradford, what makes a superstar? Because some people call certain players superstars that haven't really went far in the postseason. You know what it is? It's Tatum's production, man, what he's done. He's still a young player. How old is Tatum? Tatum's young, man. He's young. Look what he's doing at his age. Same thing with Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's a superstar, man. He's been in an all-star game like every time since he's been in the league. That's what makes you a superstar, it's your production throughout the season. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me just look it up, Jason Tatum. Let me see how old he is. Let me tell you something really, really quick. Tatum's 25, man. He's 25 years old. You understand? He's 25 years old. You know what I mean? He's averaging 30 points this year. He's averaging 30 points. He's shooting 45% from the field, man. Almost getting 10 boards a game and 5 assists a game. He's getting 9 rebounds and 5 assists a game and averaging 30 points. For his career, he's only 25 years old. For his career, he's averaged 22.5 points a game. He's shot 45% from the field, 7 rebounds. He's 6'8", 6'9". He's 25 years old. That's what makes a superstar, boss. That's what makes a superstar. Same thing. He ain't no joke, man. Don't get it twisted. Donovan Mitchell, same thing. Put up Donovan Mitchell. This is what makes a superstar. I'm gonna break it down to you guys in a minute. Donovan Mitchell. How old is Donovan Mitchell? Donovan Mitchell 6'1". Donovan Mitchell's 26. 26. Donovan Mitchell's averaging 27 points a game this year. He's shooting 47% from the field, 4 rebounds for his career. Donovan Mitchell has averaged 24 points, damn it, basically 25 points a game and shooting 44% from the field. Come on, man. 26 years old, 25 years old. Come on, man. Listen, let me explain something to you. You know how hard it is in this league to bring it every night, to produce every night. Like the expectation is, this is what I'm getting. Melo's my guy. When Melo was in his prime, you put it in marker. You put it in marker in the stat book. 26 to 27 points, 28 points, 10 rebounds. Book it. That's every night. I don't care who's playing, who's guarding. That's me. That's what makes a superstar. Because in this league, man, it is so hard to bring it every night. You saw what IQ did? IQ did against the Pistons. I mean, against the Celtics, right? Look at his next 2 or 3 games after that. Look how he was shooting. Look how Randle looked. It is hard, man, to bring it every night, no matter who you're playing, every night and put up that type of production, man. That's why those guys get the big bucks. That's why they're perennial all-stars, because every single night they're playing against the best players in the world, and they schooling cats, schooling them. And these guys aren't even, they're 25 and 26 years old. These guys have been in the league. It feels like they've been in the league forever, but that's how young they are. And they've been damn near an all-star every season, man. Every season. And you see the guys on the court, you see them when they play, they make it look easy. Easy. Donovan Mitchell he's averaging 27. 27. Excuse me. He's 27 this year. Tatum's averaging 30. Tatum for his career is averaging 22 points a game. Donovan Mitchell for his career is almost averaging 25 points a game, man. That means every night, book it. That's what they bring it. Boss, it's levels to this, man. It's just a fact. It's levels to this. It's levels. You know what I mean? And not everybody catches on fast. They just don't. It takes a while to develop in this league because you're going against nice dudes every day, every night. It is not easy, man. It really isn't. So for these guys to come out averaging that and every night doing that, come on, man. It's no joke. Like, perfect example, we saw IQ blow up. We was like, oh, why cool. IQ would missing in action last couple of games. Missing in action. Like, yo, IQ, why aren't you? Because it's hard. That's why. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not. So, I mean, you gotta really salute them cats, man. That are legit dogs in this league, and that bring it every night, man, because it's not easy. So that's what makes a superstar. What superstar is realistic for the Knicks? I'm gonna touch on that in a second. Tatum went to the finals. Spotto needs to get to the first, right? Francisco, book it. NBI, MB. Okay. You know what's crazy? The Knicks are looking like a dangerous team now, right? What happens if they go deep in the playoffs? We can pick whomever we want to be on our superstar. Absolutely. And B, you're absolutely right. Crazy 241st. What is the minimum points average would you say a player has to average to be a superstar? Superstar plays both ends and wins. It's not the minimum average. Like, it's not that. Gravity. It's not that. What it is all right, boom. Perfect example. A guy can average between 21, 22 points a game and still be a superstar because of his productivity and because his team is winning. So every night you're doing that. Now I get what you're saying. Just because a guy is scoring doesn't mean I understand that. But it's consistency with winning. Tatum is scoring, but it ain't like the Celtics have been trash his whole time he's been there. They've been like in the playoffs. Utah wasn't trash while Donovan Mitchell was there. He was in the playoffs. So, and these guys are still producing at that high level while their team is winning. So yeah, Jeremiah Grant, he's averaging 20 and a half this year. Yeah, it's easy to score in the league. Like, I understand that. But the key is to do that and to play winning basketball, to come up with big time plays and big time moments for your team to win. So you incorporate all that with your production is what makes you into a superstar because your points are equaling wins and you're scoring at key moments. As I said it before, you don't get paid for the first quarter. You get paid for 3 minutes, 2 minutes left in the game, and your team needs a bucket. What are we doing? What are we doing? You see, a lot of guys, a lot of guys freeze up. Right? They don't want the pill. Their palms get sweaty. This is the truth. Those guys produce, man. When the chips is down, those guys produce. You explain Brunson. No, gravity. Brunson not yet because Brunson's got to do it on a longer period of time, man. You know, he just last year was a breakout year for him. So in order for him to kind of get that stamp, he's got to be consistent. Mitchell and Tatum have been doing it on a consistent basis year after year. This is Brunson's first time really leading the team, man, to where he's like the guy, right? So give him time before he gets that title. I'm not saying he doesn't have the skill set, but one thing you can say about the star players, the superstar players, you know what it is every night. You know what it is every year. You know these guys are going to produce. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're not going to have down years. You know what I mean? That's tough to do, especially with a league that's constantly changing. New players are coming in. These guys, it don't matter. They gonna get theirs. They're gonna produce, and their team's gonna win. Right? So, MB, it's funny you make the comparison of Melo and Mitchell, but never missed the playoffs early in a career, but neither could take their teams to the next level. I don't consider neither a superstar. That's crazy. Yo, listen, man, you have to, man, because their production. Like even though they haven't been able to take their team to the next level as far as the playoffs go, they're constantly winning. They're constantly winning. The team is constantly in the playoffs. Like it ain't like their team sucks. So you got to say that. There's a whole bunch of guys who could score points, but the teams aren't winning, right? So they're not playing really winning basketball. So the team is winning. The team is constantly in the contenders, right? They're not pretenders. So to me, that's where those guys get that check. They make the right play, not hero ball. Right. Gravity. He has to do it longer and in the playoffs. You're right. He's on the way though. No. Gravity. Whoa. I didn't say he wasn't. I didn't say well. I think we got a steal in him, and I think the Knicks do have their superstar, but on the rise. But we need another piece to add on to him, an already established superstar, and make the two-headed monster. Then you add Julius as a third option and RJ. Oh man, whew. The Knicks are going to be a problem. But you're right. Brunson is he right there, man. He right there. He's right there. He's right there. He just next year he's got to be having another great year. And then that's where he'll have his coming out party. Then he'll be like, all right, well, this guy's legit. He's been doing it a couple of years and in the biggest market, right, in New York. So now he's a bona fide, So if he does what he did this year, there's no reason why he didn't make the All-Star team this year. He should have. But it was like people didn't know if it was fool's gold or not, right? But if he does the same thing next year, he's definitely going to be an All-Star. He might be All-NBA. Because the market matters too. That's another thing too, guys. So if you're doing it in a big market like New York, oh man, forget about it. Forget about it. Francisco, the last 16 games make you or break you. You got to show out, right? Yes. I mean, yes, but neither are two-way players. They're just elite. Agreed. But neither was Dominique. He was Dominique Wilkins. Everybody knew what he was going to do. He scored. That's it. Edward Walker, not every superstar will win a chip. Absolutely. Listen, that's why it's so hard, man. It's hard to win in this league, guys. It's like you guys think that everybody has a championship. It's hard, man. Look at Dame Dollar. Look at him. Look how hard it is to win, man. But look at his production. Look at Damian Lillard's production. Look at his production, man. His only issue is that he just don't want to leave Portland. He's loyal to those guys. But look at his production. Look at him on the court. You could tell, ain't no question, he's a superstar. He just ain't got a team around him. But when he did get a team around him, right, he was in the playoffs. Sending guys home, right, hitting the shot, step back. Boom. Going bye-bye. Remember that? Bye-bye. You can't even see my hand, but that's what he was doing. Bye-bye. Sending them home. I think he did that to the Clippers. Because he did it on Paul George. Because, him and Westbrook don't like each other. Him and Dame Dollar going at it. He was giving them. Whew. Some players are 82 games players. League go to the last 16. Right. After hearing your explanation of what a superstar is, I definitely agree with you. Some people don't make sense to me with theirs, but you broke it down nice. Oh, I appreciate you, Gravity, man. I do. I appreciate you. I mean, that's what it comes down to, man. Period. I mean, this league is hard, man. It really, really is. You know what I'm saying? I told you, I play in summer leagues with dudes that's in the league. You see a couple of guys, and you be seeing it. They be schooling dudes, man. And you like, yo, and they're at the end of the bench. They don't play, man. They don't play. They're hoping they get a chance to get another contract so they can stay home and stay in the league so they don't have to go overseas and live out of a shoebox and be playing somewhere in the middle of Barcelona someplace, and they don't want to be there. They want to be home. So it's hard, man, to get on the court. It's hard to get on the court in the league, man. The league is no joke. So if you coming out and you're averaging 22 a night and your team is winning and you're coming up with winning plays at the end of the game when your team needs you to, and you're delivering against a top elite talent, and you're only 25 years old, 26 years old, you've been an all-star 4 times already? Boss. Come on, man. There's guys in the G League that are legit, man, that are not scrubs. They will come to your local rec league and give you 50. You know what I'm saying? So, the league is no joke, man. Brunson is a beast. What's crazy is that this is only his first season. Just imagine his potential in a few years. Mind-blowing. MB agreed. And look how old he is. He's 26. So look how it took him to kind of develop and figure the league out. It took him a minute to kind of get used to the speed and used to the skill set of players, but he worked and developed on his game. And now look where he's at. He looked like he's back in college now, man. Now he got because he's lefty, so he's crafty with it. He's just smart with how he balls, right? So he ain't skipping a beat, man. He ain't missing a beat, nothing. You see it. He's used to the speed of the game, right? So now the game is slowed down for him, and now you see him. He looks like he's back in Villanova, honestly. 400 players in the league. In the whole wide world, very select, absolutely, the elite, right? And yet there are guys who sit. Yeah, man, it's hard, man. It's only one basketball, and not everybody can shoot, so it's very difficult, man. Yeah, Dame Dollar's on another level. Superstars on the stage. I totally agree. He's like Steph Curry, man. Real talk. He's like Steph Curry. They're like the same player. It's just that Steph is winning, but Dame is not choosing to leave or do whatever. He could do that and win, but he wants to stay there and stay loyal to the team that drafted him and believed in him. He tells a great story, man. I'm kind of go off topic. I'm going to tell this real quick. He tells a great story. He talks about how when he was coming up and he was like in high school and stuff, like he didn't get a lot of offers, man. A lot of schools did not offer him a nothing. Like, he would have loved to go to North Carolina or Duke and all them others, but nobody offered him. he didn't get an opportunity like he didn't. So he had to go to a small Weber State who gave him a chance. And so he knew that he had to work like to get, and his dream was to go to the league, but he knew if they didn't want him in high school, he couldn't get to Duke Carolina. They're not going to want him in the league. So he's got to work on his game like nonstop to get to that level. So when he got a chance to play at Portland, he's super loyal to them, man, because he realized these guys believed in me. You know what I mean? Like no one else was going to really give me a chance. So in order for me to get and stay here and keep my job in the place that I really wanted to be, I got to work. I got to work on my game nonstop, man. I can't take this for granted or nothing. So that's a guy who is bigger than basketball. Like, cause he understands, like, yo, man, like I wasn't supposed to be here because dudes overlooked me. You know what I mean? I wasn't the top 5-star recruit. I was none of that. You see what I'm saying? So what you see in him is you see a player that's really, really worked on his game to get him to where he's at. And he still plays like the kid in high school that didn't have offers. He still plays the same way. He commits himself and plays like, yo, man, I remember when, no one wanted me. Like, I don't take this shit for granted. Like, I don't. Because just like that, it could be over. You know what I'm saying? So he still plays like that. And so that's why he's so loyal to Portland because, I remember he said it. Go look it up. He said, I didn't go into this thinking that I definitely was going to get drafted. I was hoping that I got selected. When I went to the draft camp, he said, I was hoping that I get picked, man. I didn't go into, he said, some cats be coming in like, yeah, I know I'm going to be the third pick. Yeah, I'm going to be the fourth pick, fifth pick. Yeah, I know. Like, he's like, yo, man, I'm hoping like someone picks me up because I don't know. This shit is, excuse me. The league is nice. There's a whole bunch of nice dudes out there. I'm not 6'4", I'm not 6'5", I'm 6'1", 6'2". So I hope I get an opportunity to make it on the team. And he plays and he approaches each day with the Portland Trailblazers with the same mindset. Great story, man. Great story. That guy's on a different level, man. But his skill set is. But he even said it. He said it's all because of work, man. Brunson's got a high IQ, and yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. But he's put the work in, man. He's put the work in. He's on a different level, man. But also too, man, he knows how to win. Like it ain't about like he just knows winning culture, right? Just bringing that same mindset and that team camaraderie stuff that he brought from Villanova, you could see it spilling over into these guys. Because you saw a different team when he was out there the other night. Saturday at 1 p.m., we saw a different team than what we saw these last 5 games. Like they look different. And I don't know if he's it's like when your dad comes home and everybody got to tighten up. It's like everybody, yo, he probably be telling me, yo, my man, I don't want to see you taking them shots that you took last game. Yo, B, you better rebound every single game. And yo, my man, if you don't lock up defensively, B, you ain't playing. He looked like he be on that, but a quiet way. It's like your mom's, or your mom's. Sometimes she ain't got to bark at you. She just got to look at you. She look at you like this. And you're like, oh, man, all right, I'm going to chill, I'm going to chill, I'm going to chill. He look like he be doing that. He don't be screaming. He just give a look. And everybody tighten up. Okay. Francisco, working for yours and being loyal is a sign of a man. Right, gotta respect. Absolutely. Edward Walker, I don't respect superstars that jump from team to team like Braun, Kyrie, and Durant. Agreed. Where did he land on the draft? I don't know. I think he was like, I don't know if he was a first round pick. JB don't complain, crowd beg. Serious man, doing man things that need to be done. Yeah, he's different, man. He's different. Let me see, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson. When did he get drafted? Not Jalen Brunson. I'm sorry. Damon. Cage. What is that here? Let me see here. Draft. He was selected sixth by the Portland Trailblazers, the sixth pick. He was selected sixth in that draft. But my point is that he didn't have the mindset like, yo, I'm definitely getting picked. He just was hoping. You know what I'm saying? That's how he thought about his game, because he still had the mindset of the kid that didn't get those big time offers when he was coming out of high school. So he didn't expect. He just like, yo, man, whatever's gonna happen, happens. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to get gassed, because then I'm gonna find myself, trying to fight for a job. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to get my hopes up, thinking. You know what I mean? So Francisco, there you go. Exactly. Humble kid, man. He doesn't feel entitled. A lot of these cats are entitled, man. They think it's supposed to happen. He doesn't feel entitled. So he doesn't play around with this. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. Was he rookie of the year? I don't know. The draft in 2012. Did he get rookie of the year? Yeah, he got rookie of the year, man. He got rookie of the year. Yep. Yes, he did. Yeah, man. He's a ball player, man. He definitely is. But yeah, guys. So listen, really quick, man. Let's take a look at our schedule. We got Minnesota tomorrow. No Anthony Edwards, so that should be an easy win, right? Should be an easy win. Then we got the Heat Wednesday. We got the Heat Wednesday. We play at Miami Wednesday. Play at Miami Wednesday. And then we play at Orlando. It's back to back. Back to back. So we play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our next 5 games, guys, we got the Heat twice. We got the Heat twice. And the other 3 games are winnable games. We play Minnesota. We got Orlando. And we got the Rockets. But we got the Heat in the next 2. So we got to be locked in, man. We got to be locked in, right? And then right after we play the Heat, which is next Wednesday, we got the Cavaliers that Friday, and then the Wizards, and then dude, it does not get no easier, man. So we're basically playing playoff basketball all the way to the end of the season. So we got to be ready to go. 10 games left. Where do we go? 6-4? 8-2? 7-3? Where do we go? Knicks win 1 of 2 when playing the Heat. Okay. 1 of 2. All right. So that means we win the series with the Heat. We win 3 of the 4. Do you think we can reach 50 burger? Man, I don't know, man. That's going to be tough, man. We got some tough wins. No easy wins. Miami is desperate. Absolutely. Francisco says we go 8-2 at least. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we go 7-3 or 6-4. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Just being honest. The Pacers are tough. The Wizards are tough. Remember, the Wizards are still fighting too. I was at the Garden. They smacked us at the Garden. So you can't take them lightly, right? Then we have Cleveland, at Cleveland, right? Then we got Miami twice. We got the Pacers twice. And Orlando is no joke. They're no slouch. We can't be playing with them. They're legit. Young, athletic. They was giving us problems the other day. when we played them that one time in Orlando because they're athletic and they're young and they're big. I love you know what I love you know what I love with Miami. I mean I'm with Orlando. I love Franz Wagner, kid out of Michigan. Not the center, but his brother. He plays a wing. He's about 6'10". Number 22. Yo, I love his game, man. Love his game. He's big too. He defends. And he can shoot and he's active. He goes to that rack. I'm like, yo, man, this dude is yo. I think Bo's gone. I don't think they got Bo no more. I don't think we got Bo no more. I don't think they got him. So we got to see, man. We got to see. We got to see. It's going to be a tough 10-game stretch, but I definitely can see 7-3, 6-4. I wouldn't be surprised that 6-4. We got the Heat on the road. We got Orlando on the road, and we got the Cavaliers on the road. I think we played. I think we play at Washington, or we got them home. Okay, we got Washington home, but they're tough too, man. So we got to see 48 wins for the season. Okay, I like that. See what happens. Oh, Nets lost. Beautiful, beautiful. Edward Walker, thank you, sir. Yeah, let's get them guys out of here, man. Let's send them over because they was talking crazy, man. They got superstars now. They run their mouth and oh man, they just Dinwiddie talking crazy. Man, send them guys back over the river. They renting out space in Brooklyn. Tired of them guys, man. Send them back to the swamps over there in Jersey. Send them back, man. Get them out of Brooklyn. They fronting like they from the NYC. They not. Send them back to Brooklyn. Send them back over there to the swamp, please. Tired of them guys, man. Guys are talking. They be talking crazy too. Reckless. All the Nets fans. You be like, yo, what? Yeah, crazy, man. But guys, listen, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys coming by. Right? If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button also, too. I'll be coming out with my new show tomorrow after the game. But I appreciate you guys coming by. LV Live, let's go. Thank you so much for being here, man. I support you guys, and I thank you guys for supporting me. It means the world, man. Trust me when I tell you that, man. Truly, truly do. Just talking basketball with you guys. All right, but let's get this win tomorrow night. Get ready for these next 9 games or 10 games, shall I say, after that, man. Let's finish off strong, man. We got to get ready for the playoffs. All right? I'm LV Live, people, and I'm out. Peace.